All right, guys, we're back. Devin and Noah are here. We're going to start with the Final Four. Auburn, Virginia. Guys, general reactions to that game? That crazy game.
Yeah, for sure.
I loved the performance. I loved the fight from Auburn. Auburn was really good throughout the entire tournament. The way it ended was, I don't know, it was pretty epic. You can ask more from a Final Four game. I mean, I know that, obviously Kyle Guy kind of had that, or not Kyle Guy, sorry, Ty Jerome had that double dribble, but looking back on it, it was just a missed call in the heat of the moment, but I don't know how much it would have impacted the outcome.
Certainly think it would have given Auburn more of a chance.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But to be fair, Auburn they were up, by 2 until they fouled Kyle Guy. So, I mean, yeah, you can sit and complain about it, but Auburn was winning, so it's not like,
I'll tell you what, in person, you couldn't see the double dribble. Couldn't see it.
Because it went off his foot, didn't it? And he
went off his...
lost control and he grabbed it. I don't know, I wouldn't even call it grabbing it, but he got control of it back. And because no Auburn player touched it, technically, the rules, that's a double dribble.
Yeah.
But
it went off his leg, and he picked it back up. So if he would have, when he picking it up made it blatant on the slow-mo replay.
Yeah. But
if he would have just, kept his dribble, nobody was seeing it, but...
Caleb was saying, maybe from the... Because, the refs were right there.
Yeah.
They were watching it. But he said, maybe, from a reffing standpoint, maybe the ref was trying to focus so much on the foul, is he going to foul him? Is he going to foul him? Is he going to foul him? That he completely missed the double dribble. I mean, I think that's a good thing. Plus, in fast motion, it would be hard to catch.
Yeah.
I know we can see it in slow motion, but you got to think of how fast these players are actually moving when this stuff happens. It's definitely not easy to be a ref, especially with something like that.
So, we get the luxury of the replay, everything they do all the times in real time. Of course, they can use the replay, but that's where it has to be obvious.
Yeah.
Enough to...
Real time, you couldn't tell, because where we were, it just looked like Auburn almost stole it. You didn't see, and that might have been what the ref thought, too. That the guy poked it away and Jerome just picked it back up. But the foul didn't look like a foul, and then on the replay you could see it was a foul.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was a blatant foul. I had no issues with them calling the foul on that play. Per NCAA rules anyways, if you get bodied up while doing a jump shot, that's automatic foul. So they did do a really good job at calling that, especially on first glance, because when you see it in real person, it doesn't look like it's a foul at first, but that was the one call that I can admit the refs did make really well. That was really good. And then what about Kyle Guy making those free throws, man?
Cold-blooded.
That
He just didn't even dribble on one, I don't think.
No.
He just grabbed it and shot.
And then Bruce Pearl even tried to ice him there on that last free throw and didn't even faze him. He was on the Dan Dockett show yesterday, and he was talking about how he didn't even he was telling himself, these are the biggest free throws of my life in his head, and he was just really trying to focus on them. So when Bruce Pearl called that timeout, he didn't even go into the huddle. His teammates were all trying to come up to him and give him, hey, you're gonna do fine, blah blah blah. And he just said, no, don't talk to me. He went outside of the huddle. He didn't even listen to it, and he was just trying to focus himself on making this last free throw because he obviously didn't want to lose. Well, actually, they were tied, but he knew that was his one chance.
Yep.
This kind of goes back. I think that further backs up your point about Auburn had the lead. A lot of guys are not going to make all 3 of those free throws.
Yeah.
Especially in college. It's just not going to happen that often.
I mean, take a look at the women's game, the championship game, Notre Dame and Baylor.
It was also a point difference.
Yeah. Arike Ogunbowale, she gets fouled. She has a chance to tie the game up. She's easily, I know Jackie Young went number 1 in the WNBA draft, but to me, I think Ogunbowale is by far the best player on that team, and she's one of the most clutch players in NCAA basketball, or was. And she goes up there and she misses the first one, makes the second one. Well, not intentionally makes the second one, and
tried to miss it.
Yeah, and they lose. They lose the national championship. So for Kyle to go up there and be able to knock down all three of those pretty much unfazed, it was really cool to watch.
Who was number 3 on Notre Dame? Who cashed all the threes near the end?
Oh, Mabry.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
She was just cashing.
Yeah.
As soon as she crossed the half-court line, it's like, okay, she's going to shoot in the next 2 seconds.
Yeah. Mabry's definitely a really, really good player.
Did she get drafted?
Yeah, all 5 starters got drafted.
Awesome.
All 5 Notre Dame starters got drafted. So, yeah, they were definitely a good team. They, at least for the women's standpoint, they really, fought their heart out. They won last year, so that's definitely on their belt. But it was a good game. There's no reason for them to be ashamed.
Damn good game, yeah.
And, yeah.
Great championship, too. Great championship.
I don't mean to get that much off topic, but does something need to change with that? What is it, a 24-hour gap between deciding for the women players, deciding, okay, I'm going into the draft, and finishing the tournament?
Yeah, it seems like BS.
Yeah.
It seems like some BS.
I personally think the women, the issue is women's, as, our professor was saying actually yesterday, they pretty much play all year to make money. A women's player can go from college, get drafted, not too long from now, they're going to be playing in the WNBA. Once the WNBA ends, they're going to be playing in a foreign league.
Yeah.
So I just think that's too much. I think the women's, the WNBA needs to change their season schedule. Nobody wants to watch in the summer. And as much as I love, women's sports, women's basketball, it's just, obviously they don't get publicized enough, but I think that's in part because everybody's ready, they're watching NBA playoffs, they're watching the NBA finals. Or they're already fatigued enough from, the NCAA tournament, and they just kind of shut their mind off to basketball. So I definitely do think that they need to switch around the season. I don't know when it should start, but it should not be playing in the summer.
How many games is it? How many games do they play?
It's not as much as the NBA at all. It's not.
Isn't it half as long? Or
Yeah.
a little more than half?
Yeah, I think a little bit more than half.
Because
they were finishing around the time the men's start, I think.
Aiden talked about it in class yesterday. 34.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
But Michigan State, Texas Tech, this is the least exciting game.
Yeah.
It was closer than 10 points. Tech won by 10. It was closer than that.
Yeah. I don't know. I had higher hopes for Michigan State in that game. They just didn't show up to play. I wouldn't even say that. I would say that just that strong defense from Texas Tech, man. They knew how to shut down Cassius Winston. I mean, obviously he's their best player, but
yep.
Just, they had to answer for almost everything they did. You got to give credit to Texas Tech for that one. And it was a low-scoring Final Four game.
Matt Mooney.
Matt Mooney. Yeah. That guy.
The Grim Reaper, Matt Mooney.
Wow.
Just ripped their soul out.
A transfer, too.
Yeah. And I think Odiosi's a transfer, too.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of transfers. Mike said when Tariq Owens went down, Michigan State kind of got back in the game. And then when he came back out, the Tech crowd just went crazy. And then he said he knew that was pretty much the end of the game when he came back.
Mm-hmm. Mike being Mike Williams.
Mike Williams,
guy
yeah.
With the Sports Capital Journalism program at IUPUI.
Oh, yeah. Great program. Hell of a program.
Yeah.
And then the title game.
You can't.
What a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tech had it won for 5 seconds. And then DeAndre Hunter had the game of his life. Literally the game of his life. Career high.
Oh, my God.
I was talking with Devin for a large portion of the week. My doubt of Virginia.
Yeah.
Never had them. I had them losing to Kansas State in my bracket, okay? That was a bit. That was a bit off.
Yeah, a little
You
bit.
see everyone messed it up. But
A little bit.
I was talking with Devin all week. They always choke every year. So what happened? Well, Texas Tech choked this time.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have let Hunter shoot the three, right? That's obvious now. And I know in the moment, they were probably thinking, do we want to have to rely on us making free throws if we let them score just down the lane? But yeah, so they choked. And
They
Virginia finally got their ticket. So now I can't doubt Virginia anymore, right?
Nah.
I don't think so.
At the end.
But
No.
wow, what a play by Ty Jerome there.
Yeah.
That last play, the defense was expecting him to have the ball, and he drove the lane. He really actually broke free like pretty easy. He was going right down the lane.
Yeah.
The defense collapsed. Naturally I can see why, because it was help defense, but the defense collapsed, and he called that one out, tossed it to Hunter, and Hunter banged that three. And that was probably the most hyped part of the tournament right there.
Yeah, that was hell of a game. I honestly, out of the 4 teams, I thought Virginia was the least likely to win.
You did?
So they're the least likely to win.
I know with Virginia, in my mind, it was their Final Four to lose. That's kind of how I thought of it.
Yeah.
I honestly...
And I don't know why I say that.
Yeah.
Why they're the least likely to win.
This was just a fun Final Four, though. Virginia
Yeah.
was the only 1 seed.
Yeah.
We had Auburn, who...
2 football schools in
Yeah.
there. Yeah. And Michigan State's there like every...
Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech. I thought Tech was going to win. They did win for like 7 seconds.
It looked a lot like it.
I thought Virginia was the least likely because they should have lost to Purdue.
Yeah. Purdue won that game. I will
did.
be 100% honest. Purdue won that game. Now, obviously,
Diakite.
yeah, Diakite made the shot of his life. I do believe that Purdue won that game. Obviously, they didn't actually win it, but
I know what you mean.
yeah,
We know what you mean.
yeah, that was a heartbreaker, especially being an Indiana team, whether you like IU, Bloomington, or whatever. It does suck to see Indiana team go out, especially with Carson Edwards having the game of his life.
Yeah.
That was by far the hottest I have seen someone in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, he was making contested threes like it was nothing. From, 28 feet out. Like, way past the NBA three-point line.
He made himself a first-round draft pick
Oh, easily.
in 3 games.
I
yeah.
think with Carson, I do think he has a lot of NBA potential. If somebody could shape him up, not take such bad shots.
Yeah.
In that game, it was working. He was just completely in the zone. But in a normal game, like in the regular season, he would do that stuff, and he would just be banging off the backboard. He'd go 5 for 20, stuff like that.
I think Tariq Owens will be good in the NBA. I don't think he's going this year. I think he's I don't know what year he is. I forget, but he can shoot. He can rebound. He's long. I think he's gonna be good. Like a Siakam type.
Yeah.
I think Jarrett Culver will be a top 10 pick.
Yeah, I would say top. See, the only reason I say top 10 pick is that I think Hunter successfully replaced him as a top 5. I only say that because Hunter is, he's an ideal NBA frame. He's long. He can make jump shots, and what he did to Jarrett Culver that night was just
Jarrett Culver, no field goals in the first half.
yeah.
No field goals.
I mean, and to be fair, Hunter didn't have a great first half either, but
No.
what Hunter did with that defense on Culver was astonishing. Especially, I mean, I know Culver didn't have the best Final Four, but
Yeah.
that was pretty stellar.
I mean, if I had $1 for every time somebody asked them about UMBC, I'd have like $50.
It was the most fatigued story.
It's just a lazy question to ask.
Yeah, obviously, everyone knows what they went through last year,
Yeah.
and I know it's gonna play as a storyline this year, and it was fair to be asking those same questions, after they were down against Gardner-Webb in the first round. But after that, they blew out Gardner-Webb in the second half.
Yep.
And then they just really kicked it on. I know they had a lot of close games, but I just don't think that it should have been so focused on UMBC because this is a new season. And I do think that's what drove Virginia to peak.
Yeah, I mean, it was bound to happen eventually. Somebody was going to lose to a 16. It just had to be them.
Yeah.
Had to be them.
Somebody was going to do it.
Yeah.
And for them, I mean, that's over. They came out next year and won. So
just every time, like, Tony Bennett would come up or Kyle Guy would come up and somebody would get the mic and be like, Tony, when you consider what happened last year, and you just see Tony like, this shit again. Like,
yeah.
Nobody wants. I mean, it was a year ago.
Yeah.
It was a year ago. And it wasn't like it was some miracle game. They lost by 20.
Yeah.
Like, UMBC was clearly better. But
at least in that game, they were.
Yeah. Move on to NBA playoffs. This weekend. Tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow. Pacers play Sunday. We're just going to go through round by round. So, let's start with the Western Conference first round.
All right.
Warriors, Clippers. Warriors the 1 seed. Clippers the 8 seed. Noah, what are your thoughts on this one?
So I have the Clippers winning a game. I think the other ones will be competitive. There's going to be a blowout or two, I'm pretty sure, in the Warriors' favor. But I don't think that the Clippers are going to get swept. I think Doc Rivers, I've known him for a long time. He's a great coach.
Yeah.
So you remember those Celtics teams back around 2008?
Yep.
Some great teams. So, yeah, I think the Clippers can get a game.
I think the Warriors will be too much to handle for them. I love the Clippers.
You think so? You think so?
Yeah. I love the Clippers fight. They trade Tobias Harris and they get Zubac.
Yeah.
At the trade deadline, but they trade away Tobias Harris and their win total even went up from what I expected it. I mean, especially from what I expected it to be, but they did a lot better than what I thought, and I do think it's possible they pull off maybe one game. Maybe some people get. Wu goes off.
Yeah.
Harrell or Zubac kind of plays the paint pretty well, but I definitely think the Warriors will be too much to handle for this one.
I think Trez is going to give the Warriors a really hard time. But I'm with Noah. I think the Clippers get a game. They get a game at home. It'll be maybe like game 3. They take game 3 and then just get smacked the next couple games. But I really do. I think Montrezl Harrell is going to give him a tough time. I think Zubac could give him a tough time. It just shows you the Lakers' incompetence trading him for nothing.
Yeah.
I think Lou Will's going to have his way. I think Pat Beverly, if Steph is, he hurt his ankle, right?
Yeah, he rolled his ankle.
Yeah. So I think Pat Beverly could give Steph not a hard time, but make it harder on him.
Yeah, look what, what's his name? Matthew Dellavedova did when Curry had his hurt ankle in the finals. This is bogus. They're trying to say Matthew Dellavedova locked down Steph Curry, but Steph Curry, he wasn't fully healthy those first 2 games, so.
But yeah, I think Warriors in 5. I think they move on the second round. Nuggets Spurs. This is an interesting one. Noah?
I was debating whether I wanted to give the Spurs 2 or 3 wins. I said the Nuggets in 6. With I kind of forgot, because I knew DeRozan went to the Spurs, but I just didn't hear a lot about him this year. But he's had a good season.
Yeah,
but
he has.
Where does he struggle? He struggles in the playoffs. And that's what's anchoring the Spurs from, I just don't think that they're going to have it against the Nuggets.
I personally think this is going to be the most intriguing matchup in the first round of the Western Conference, at least. I see the series having a potential to go 7. I think mainly I say that because of the experience of the Spurs and Pop. I know he's always going to have his team ready. It'll be interesting to see how, like the veterans do against the younger team in Denver. I do think this is a chance for DeMar to redeem himself, and I don't think there's any coach better to be able to do that for him than Pop. We've already witnessed what Aldridge can do still. Obviously, he had that 50-point game earlier in the year. He's still, I mean, this is probably his last year being at his peak-ish form.
Yeah.
But I do think Denver will prevail. I think they'll win the series, but I do think it'll be tough for him just because of, first round inexperience. Maybe they kick it up. They'll probably kick it up in the second round, but
I think, too, the Nuggets have the better overall roster. I think that's
by
they
far.
fairly obvious.
They do.
We'll
They have the best player, too.
We'll just see how it turns out with how their experience is.
Yeah. Mike Malone, I don't believe, has ever been in the playoffs, which is to be expected when you coach the Kings.
Yeah.
And the Nuggets. Real quick, back to the Clippers. When they traded Tobias, I thought the Kings were going to jump him.
Yeah.
But just never happened. I kept waiting for it to happen. Never happened. I got the Nuggets in 6. I think Game 6 will be tight. And down in Texas, but who knows? Might be Pop's last time. I know he said he wants to go to 2020, but you don't know.
Yeah.
I think Aldridge versus Millsap is a good matchup. They'll probably throw Jokic on him too, which won't be good for Jokic, but I just don't. The Spurs, their bench, not very deep. Not very deep.
No.
Patty Mills on Jamal Murray, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does suck for him that Deontay went down.
It does, yeah. They could use his defense, big time. So I got the Nuggets moving on.
Yeah.
Blazers Thunder. I like this one. Noah, what do you got?
This for me was the only game in which I had the low seed winning. So I had the Thunder winning in 6. I don't know if that's too few games. I don't know if they'd win in 7. If they win at all,
So you're counting on Paul George?
I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm counting on Paul George. I don't know, because usually, what happened with Paul George last year in the playoffs.
Yep.
His playoff P thing that he was talking about
From
from that last game. He took how many threes and made?
I think he had 8 points.
Yeah. But most of my criticisms, he's silenced this year. He finally hit a game winner. He hit 4 game winners, I think, this season.
It was. Yeah.
He's averaging points. I just feel like he's playing to what his potential was before that leg injury. What was that, 2014?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think he's actually, I don't know. I trust in him now to play good in the playoffs. And Russ, obviously, will continue his triple-double thing. He's the first player in history
But 3 straight.
for 3 straight seasons of triple-doubles.
Yep. I think he had 34 this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
I
crazy.
mean, just God. I mean, I know some people don't like the guy, but you can't deny.
No.
You can't deny 3 straight seasons.
No.
Then, you still have Steven Adams.
Yeah.
Beast. Just a beast. Yeah. So I'm guessing Robertson's not going to play.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
I honestly have the Thunder at 5. I know the Blazers are a 3 seed, but with the loss of Nurkic and
Yeah, it's tough. That is tough.
The Blazers have been, they've been a top seed the past few years, and they haven't done much with it. They get there in the regular season, but they don't finish. And part of that's just because I know CJ's there, but Dame pretty much carries that team. And there's not really anyone. I mean, they're playing with a bunch of role players. Now, they're role players that play well. I'll give them credit. But at the same point, you gotta upgrade that roster. I mean, you can't have Mo Harkless as your small forward. going into the playoffs, like, you got to have someone a little bit better there. I do think that Paul George redeems himself. I don't think he'll turn into playoff P this year.
No.
I do think that he's going to cause some havoc in the playoffs. Russ will be Russ, and the Thunder will take this one pretty handily. They're 6th seed, but they could easily been right where the Blazers are in 3rd. So.
Yeah, you know what?
I always forget about Schroeder, too.
Yeah.
It's been real good for them all year.
Yeah, you're right. And, to that point, the Thunder are just deep. They compared to recent years, they're pretty deep now. They got their starting lineup. Steven Adams is going to cause havoc. Heck, even Jerami Grant has played a lot better this year.
Yes. Love that guy.
Terrence Ferguson has even played a lot better this year compared to what he was last year.
Nerlens
Noel is awesome.
making a career for himself.
Awesome backup center.
Yeah.
I think they do have a good bench. Schroeder easily could have might still be in the running, but 6th man of the year. Yeah.
I got Thunder at 7, and I didn't want to do it because I still remember what happened last year. They lost to the Jazz. I think Adams is just going to take Canner out of the game. Just totally take him out of the game. They're going to have to turn to Zach Collins, which doesn't sound too good for them.
Yeah.
They're going to have to put Aminu on Paul George.
Yeah.
Which, Aminu is a decent defender.
Yeah, he's a really good on-ball defender.
But I think the series is just going to depend on how good Paul George plays. Because Russ is going to bring it.
Yeah.
Adams is going to bring it.
Yeah.
I just don't know. We know better than anyone. Paul George.
What happens? Paul George.
There's always a chance he lays an egg.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah, I think Adams is just going to totally take Canner out of the game. He knows him better than anyone.
Yeah.
I kept thinking they match up pretty well, but the Thunder matched up well with the Jazz last year, and they lost in 6. I think Dame's gonna take over. I think the Thunder are gonna get the 3-2 lead, going back to OKC, and I think Dame's just gonna take over Game 6. He's gonna totally take it over, push it back to Portland, and I think they'll lose a close one in Game 7.
Kind of like Bojan last year in Game 6.
Yeah.
He lost his mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That was awesome.
I don't even want to get on that. Oh God.
Shot it from Baker's Life.
That was awesome. That and 1-3, I was just going nuts after that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And honestly, if the Blazers lose, I think Terry Stotts might get fired. I think he might get fired.
It's a good possibility.
But I think out of the 4 first-round matchups in the West, I think this one most likely to go 7.
I think that's most likely to go 7 anywhere throughout the entire league.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
East is pretty cut and dry, in my opinion.
Yeah. I got a couple sweeps in the East. But, okay, Rockets Jazz. Last year, they played each other last year in the second round.
Yep.
Rockets 1-5. Noah, what do you think?
I'm not like the biggest fan of James Harden. I like the Jazz a little bit, so I'd like to say the Jazz are going to do more than they're gonna, but I have the Rockets in 6. I think they're still. We were talking earlier about how they're the 4 seed, and if they wouldn't have messed around that first month and a half, they'd probably easily be the 2. They could be the 1 because the Warriors.
Could be the 1.
This is the first time in how many seasons that the Warriors haven't won 60 or more games.
Yeah, because they won.
It's the playoffs now. Seeding doesn't matter.
That first year they were good. They won 67. Then they won 73. Yeah. I think they won 67 again.
And now they've won.
And last year they were the 2 seed.
Yeah, because the Rockets.
Yeah. So they've definitely. I don't know if you could say they've taken a step back, but they're not. Nobody's scared of them, I don't think. I don't think anybody's scared of them like they used to be.
I agree with Noah. I got the Rockets in 6. I do like the matchups in this one. I like Harden versus Mitchell, and
I think it'll be a fun series.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I like Gobert versus Capella as well. The one key factor though is Chris Paul. Ricky Rubio cannot shut down Chris Paul.
I will say if Chris Paul gets injured, I will be changing my stance.
Yeah,
And it's gonna
yeah.
happen again.
Always a chance. Always a chance.
Yeah, there's always a chance, but I just think the Rockets are just a superior team here. I do love the Jazz. I love the way they, their style of play, but they haven't been able to get anyone to go with Mitchell as far as a scoring standpoint. So I think that really hurts them that they, consistently play through Mitchell. So I mean, if you put someone, you put Chris Paul on Mitchell, he's gonna, Chris Paul's gonna have a field day.
Yeah. Speaking of the Jazz, I'm sorry to get off topic, and I meant to bring this up earlier, but that garbage time game where the Jazz sat all their starters against the Clippers, Grayson Allen went off for 40.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He did. That's one of the more random things of the year.
Yeah.
And that guy in the Blazers too. Didn't he get 30 or something?
I'd have to look.
I mean, I've never even heard of the guy. He dropped 30 points. Jamal Crawford dropped 50.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, not to mention James Harden's unstoppable. So yeah, there's always that.
As funny as it sounds, I think Joe Ingles can be a real problem for the Rockets. I mean, who are they going to put on him? Who are they going to put on him?
PJ.
Eric Gordon? Yeah, PJ. But I think they'll have to put PJ on Favors.
I don't know. That's tough.
I like the Capella Gobert matchup.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun to watch.
That's going to be nice. Honestly, they might throw They're going to have to throw Crowder on Harden, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they have an option there. There's no one else. Mitchell's good on ball.
Put Mitchell on CP3.
Yeah, he's small.
They might have to go big. Or, I don't know if I call that big. Bring Favors off the bench.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they would roll out Rubio, Mitchell, Crowder, Ingles, Gobert.
Yeah, that makes sense. Small ball. Well,
Favors and Exum. Is Exum healthy? I never know.
I think so. That dude is never healthy, but I think he is now.
But I think James Harden's gonna average 35 in this series.
Yeah.
Literally 35.
I don't think he's healthy.
Dante Exum.
I'm not seeing just based on this.
Oh yeah, those are a bunch of zeros.
Yeah, he's
No,
okay. Yeah, he's not healthy. I mean, Royce O'Neal is decent, but it's the playoffs.
Yeah.
You need somebody better than Royce O'Neal at this point. I got the Rockets in 6. We got them moving on to play the Warriors. East first round. I think this will be a little easier. A little bit easier.
Yeah, I agree there.
Bucks Pistons. Pistons snuck in there
That's
on the last night.
Sweep.
That's a fast sweep too.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun watching Giannis step over people, take
Oh,
those 2 steps from the free throw line to the basket.
They have
Yeah,
no one
yeah.
to stop him.
No,
There's no one.
There's really not a lot of people that have anyone to stop Giannis.
True, but especially the Pistons.
Yeah, no.
Are they gonna have to put Blake on him?
They might. I don't know if
As
it's gonna
funny
do
as that
much,
sounds.
but
I think so.
As bad as that sounds.
I
it's
know.
just who else?
Blake's a power forward, but
Yeah.
Luke Kennard.
Oh God.
Luke Kennard. Just somebody. I honestly don't know how they're gonna defend him. I don't know how anybody's gonna defend him, but especially the Pistons.
Well, even that, just they don't even have
Drummond?
anyone to.
Drummond,
They
Jesus.
don't even have anyone to guard Chris Middleton. You shut down Giannis, you're gonna have Chris Middleton banging shots. This is
I mean,
they're just so deep. Eric Bledsoe can go off.
yeah,
Hell, even Malcolm Brogdon can go off. It's not
yeah.
they're just deep.
I think Brook Lopez is gonna be a real difference here.
Oh yeah,
He's just gonna take Drummond out
You
completely out
take
of the
Drummond
paint.
out. Yeah, he's
Just gonna completely take him out. Although I think Blake will eat Ilyasova alive.
yeah.
They're gonna have to throw Giannis on Blake.
Yeah, I do agree there.
But I don't even know what defense the Pistons are gonna run.
I don't either.
I can't name the Pistons starting five, to be honest.
Reggie Jackson.
I know Reggie, Blake, and Drummond.
Drummond. Who's their shooting
Bruce
guard?
Brown? Is it Bruce Brown?
I don't know.
Is Luke Kennard starting?
Probably.
God, I hope not.
It used to be Reggie Bullock at the 3, but I don't even know who their 3 is anymore.
I know Zaza's in there somewhere.
Oh God,
He's in there. If you need to roll Giannis's ankle, just throw Zaza in there.
Just throw him at him.
Yeah, I got a sweep too.
Yeah,
It's
that's pretty easy.
It's a sweep. It's a sweep. I can see one game where maybe Blake just gets like 30 and 15, and it's close, but
Yeah, I don't see him.
there's always a chance he could get hurt too,
Yeah,
like break his foot or something.
yeah.
Raptors Magic, the 2 and the 7. I got this as a sweep too.
Yeah, what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Really similar.
Pretty sweet.
Pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just play off Kawhi. He's just gonna. He's gonna be a monster.
No, but the 8th seed, or 7 and 8 seed in the East is just so. There's such a big talent difference, you know.
It's not even the same sport.
No, like it's almost a waste of space.
Yes.
I mean,
It makes you wish it was best of 5 again in the first round.
Yeah.
Like it used to be.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just gonna be quick
Quick
and easy.
Yeah, I do feel bad. The Magic have no business being in there. Obviously, it's good for them to be there. You know, I'm not knocking the Magic,
Yeah.
but there's no competition here.
And I want to say Vooch is gonna take advantage, but they're just gonna throw Siakam at him or Ibaka.
Probably Ibaka.
Yeah.
And then you got Marcus All off the bench.
Marcus off the bench. Like it's gonna be tough for them.
Siakam can easily shut down Aaron Gordon.
They're gonna have to run their offense through Fournier, I guess.
Probably.
It's
I mean, come on.
because they're gonna put Kawhi on Gordon.
What?
Lowry has to take advantage of Augustine. I mean, he has to.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
DJ Augustine
Yeah.
as your starting point guard.
Not good.
And
not-
Michael Carter-Williams off the bench.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So
The fact that this team is in the playoffs is just.
I can't put anyone else, there because obviously it's not like the Hornets were going to be any better, but
Like, just throw the Kings in the playoffs. Throw the Kings in the East. Move the
Screw it.
Kings out East and just put them
Screw
in
it.
there. Sixers Nets. I like this.
Ooh.
I
Oh, yeah.
like this. I like it. Noah, what do you got? Sixers Nets.
I have the 76ers in 6th. I don't know if that's like foolish or not. I'd like to say it's not. Just think teams that like the Pacers last year, it was, especially with us being Indiana fans, they're more dangerous than they get credit for. A lot more dangerous.
We knew how good they were.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody else did.
Yeah.
I think Karis LeVert is going to be a real problem for
Yeah,
the Sixers.
JJ.
Real problem. What do we know about Embiid?
He's going to, well, I know he's kind of unhealthy a little bit, but I think he's going to just take this team to town.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be averaging nearly 30 if he's okay enough to go. Yeah, I think the Nets definitely have a possibility.
It's going to be frisky. They're going to get frisky with it.
I do think they can take 2, maybe at home more than
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I think this is the most intriguing matchup in the East.
The Sixers did not want the Nets.
Yeah,
They
no,
did not want the
No.
Nets. They wanted us, probably.
yeah, especially with the way D'Lo's been playing. Even if you put obviously even with Simmons on him, like you said, you got Karis LeVert. I mean, I think he can definitely be something. I mean, Jared Allen's gonna block some shots. I still think Embiid's gonna take him to town, but he will get a few block shots in there.
It's funny with Allen talking about how he's the best shot blocker in the league. I'm like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on,
What's going on?
Yeah,
Miles?
Yeah.
Give Miles some love.
yeah.
I love Jared Allen. I love the Nets, to be honest.
Yeah, I do too.
They kind of remind me, like you said, you kind of remind me of us last year. Just flying under the radar.
So far under the radar.
Yeah.
But
How many games did they win? 40 something.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this went 7 games like us last year. And people are like, how's this happening right now?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about the
42 and 40.
Nets coming in and win 2. I can see them coming out that first game
Yeah,
and
shocking.
smacking the 76ers. Just kind of like, hey, if you're going to beat us, you're actually going to have to play good because this isn't just come in.
That's kind of what I feel like. I feel like if the Nets are able to pull 1 or 2 off, they're just gonna set the Sixers in shock kind of mode. Like, wow, we didn't really expect this.
Yeah, no.
And so I think if that happens, the Sixers are gonna be in some real trouble. I mean, I know the Sixers are a better team talent wise, but the playoffs are a mental game.
Yep.
It's all about mentality. And I mean, look at the Raptors when LeBron came through. Easily the best team in the East last year.
Yep.
Like, not even, well, besides Boston.
Yeah.
Not even close. But, they just had that
It
mentality.
just rolled over.
Yeah.
Just totally rolled over. Here's a funny thing I came across. The Magic won their division.
Did they really?
Yeah. 42 wins, won the division.
That's a sad division.
Yeah, because there was the Heat, the Wizards,
The
the
Hornets.
Hawks. Hornets.
Not a great division.
No.
Completely justifies why they switched up the seeding. How they made you winning your division meaningless, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if that rule still would have been in place, they would be the 3 seed. That's some BS. That is some BS.
Yeah, that wouldn't be right.
It's like I said, Nets are gonna get frisky. They're gonna get frisky. I think it's gonna be tied at 2 going into Game 5. But I think the Sixers.
Yeah.
I think Embiid will just say, you know what, enough of this. Just take over.
Yeah. I do think Embiid's definitely gonna have his way.
Yeah. I think maybe not in this round, but I think Jimmy Butler
I didn't think
is gonna hurt the Sixers.
Yeah, he could.
I think he's really gonna hurt them. He's gonna take shots away from Tobias.
The thing with the Sixers too, we've talked about this all season. They're gonna get into the next round. They're gonna have to play the Raptors, and that lack of a bench is gonna become really obvious, really fast.
Mike Scott.
Yeah.
I mean, they did do a really good job at, getting a way better bench at the deadline. But at the same point, the guys that they got are, they're role players. Somebody goes down, these guys aren't going to put up big numbers. They're not big flashy players. They don't have anybody that can, provide like a huge punch off the bench.
No, they don't.
I mean, the closest thing is what? Now they got Jimmy Butler playing small forward. So I was going to say JJ, but they got Butler at the 3. So yeah, they got Jonathan Simmons, TJ McConnell, James Ennis, which I don't know if he's healthy or not. And Boban. Love Boban.
Boban could have helped him.
He could help, but I don't know if he's going to get that many minutes in the playoffs.
I think Joe Harris will win a game for the Nets.
Yeah. He's
I think he'll drop like 25
Yeah.
and win them a game.
He's very underlooked.
Yeah, he really is.
And even, DeMar Carroll. I know he's not the best player or the most flashy, but
He's a body you can throw at like Jimmy or Tobias.
yeah.
Or
and
even Ben.
3-and-D.
Yeah.
3-and-D all the way.
So I got the Sixers in 6.
Yeah.
I wanted to say the Nets, but I just
Yeah, I couldn't put myself to it.
couldn't see it.
Yeah,
Couldn't totally
not
see
yet.
it.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet. I agree.
And then Celtics Pacers. If you asked me 2 weeks ago who's gonna win this, I would have said the Pacers.
It's just they lost both times for different reasons.
They just got pounded. They just got pounded by Boston.
I couldn't have Pacers getting swept, so I'm gonna say Celtics in 5. I think we'll win one at home. We're about 2 times as good of a team as we are at home. On the road, there's a huge. I can't remember how many they won. Their road record was awful. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
it was dreadful.
What they lost 13 or something of the last 15 road games or something like that. That was really bad.
So we're not gonna win in Boston. It's not gonna happen.
No, the guard's too powerful, man.
No.
You think so?
I think we'll win Game 3.
Yeah, I do think we'll win one. I think we have at most the ability to pull off 2.
Yeah.
We have no one that can guard Kyrie.
Yeah, who's gonna stop Kyrie?
There's no one we can throw at Kyrie.
Last time we played them, Tatum tore us up.
Yeah,
22 points.
Yeah, Bojan can't
No.
really guard Jason Tatum. Regardless of Boston's dysfunction this season, they just have more talent with us without Depot. You know, if we had Depot, I said, this easily could go 7. I think we could even pull it off, maybe.
If we had
6.
Depot, we wouldn't be a 5 seed.
No, we wouldn't be 5
still.
seed. But I mean, yeah, like you guys said, in recent weeks, we just haven't been able to even come close to beating. Well, all right, fine, we did come close to beating the Celtics, but I just don't see it happening. I think Kyrie is just gonna really go off, and
We were talking about
pains me.
players that struggle in the playoffs, and Miles has been a lot better this year.
Yeah.
But he's historically he's struggled in the playoffs too.
Oh yeah, he has.
And without Vic, I mean somebody's got to step up, and it'll probably you'd think it'd be Bojan. That's who they're gonna lean on.
I do think so.
Definitely. Last year, Kevin Love, when we played the Cavs in the first round, Kevin Love did nothing. He had no bearing. He had no bearing on the outcome of that series.
No.
But you could say the same for Miles Turner.
Yeah.
If Miles Turner,
Tristan Thompson.
yeah, if Miles Turner gives us anything in Game 7, we'll probably win.
Yeah.
Probably win. Yeah, I got this going 7.
7.
I gotta say, I think we're gonna win on Sunday. I think we're gonna take Game 1. ESPN's gonna be like, "How's this happening? What's going on?"
Yeah.
But
What about Wesley? You think he's gonna have a good series?
yeah, I think he will.
Yeah,
The thing that scares me though is Gordon Hayward is.
He's finally.
Yeah.
He beat us up. He
Yeah.
and Tatum that last game just beat us up real bad. And Kyrie, like we said, what he's gonna.
There's no body to throw at him.
No,
No.
there's just not.
There's
No.
nobody. I mean, Wes is our best, starting on-ball defender, and he's gonna have to.
Hayward.
Yeah, he's gonna have to take care of the 2. He can't take care of Kyrie. He's not even fast enough to take care of Kyrie. So
I think Sabonis will be leaned on a lot too. I think because that Horford's not healthy. He's not 100%.
I do think. Yeah, I think.
Sabonis could average 20 in the
Yeah,
series.
the least person we have to worry about is Domas.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna. I mean, even coming off the bench, the Celtics don't have shit big off the bench. So
I think Domas and Thad and Bojan, they're gonna carry us.
I just hope that the Bojan, because he's been going through a bit of a slump recently. That's part of the reason. Hopefully the playoffs can get him going.
He
Just
played good in the
general
playoffs last
atmosphere.
year.
Yeah.
Because
So when he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
And we roll.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
There's this guy that called in on the radio yesterday. He said, "Get Tyreek out of that lineup in the playoffs." He said, "Put Edmund Sumner in. Screw
Just
Tyreek."
do something.
Yeah, I mean, I wish Nate would do it. He's way too conservative to do something like that. But just, the way Edmund Sumner has actually played this season, when he has played, I've been actually very impressed.
Because you just get mad at Tyreek. You don't get mad at Sumner.
Oh my God, he makes you just want to bash your head into a wall when you play him, or when you watch him. I thought he was gonna be so good. I thought he was gonna be possibly sixth man of the year.
That's what I thought.
And he comes in and he's just trash, just absolutely trash. And I hope he can find a place next year. I hope he can do a lot better than what he did this year. But I wish they would give Aaron Holiday some minutes off the bench too. I think he could provide a little punch.
I hope he plays even 10 minutes a night.
Yeah.
Because he's one of those guys, makes a couple threes.
He's hot.
Yeah.
He's
You
not
get
afraid to take them either.
No, hell no, he's not. I wrote my column this week about Marcus Smart, how that's low-key kind of a big loss for them. He's their energy guy. They haven't had a lot of energy this year.
And that was the other thing with Victor. Even if there'd be games where it doesn't look like he's doing all that much production until you realize he's the Pacers. He pumps them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he said he's going to cheerlead during the playoffs.
Yeah, he did.
Which honestly makes me think that, that's what I was saying with Bojan, the playoff atmosphere. I think having Vic on the sidelines is going to get him going. But yeah, no, like with Smart, that's a big blow.
It is a big blow.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. The last time the Pacers won a series?
Won a series?
The last time.
It's been a couple of years.
When they went to the conference championship, right?
In 5 years.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like that, though.
They beat the Wizards
Yeah.
in 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to continue.
Right.
Should have beat the Raptors. The
Could've
2
beat the
years after
Cavs.
that.
We
Should
were
have beat
supposed
the
to beat
Cavs.
the Cavs.
Yeah.
Barely beat the Hawks.
Oh, let's not talk about it. It was a dark time. West, second round. Warriors, Rockets. Probably potential to be the best series in the whole playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had that going 7.
Me too.
I had most of these going 7, actually, in the semis. But yeah, what we were saying, like I want to reiterate, the Rockets' playoff seeding doesn't matter.
No, they're easily one of the most dangerous.
Biggest threat to the Warriors.
I'd say. Because I wouldn't be shocked.
In the West.
Yeah.
In the West.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked to see the Rockets come out of that game, and it'd make me happy. Because I'm done with the Warriors.
I mean, as much as I hate the Warriors, I actually, I do think the Rockets can win this series. It may look crazy compared to, Golden State's lineup, but with the way the Rockets have been playing recently, they've won 8 of their last 10. They've been cooking.
And that's like, is that the new NBA rivalry between the Rockets and the Warriors?
Arguably, I mean, what about 3
Celtics
years?
Sixers is up there
that is
too.
up there.
I would put Rockets Warriors higher.
And,
I would.
You play in a rivalry game and everyone plays better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Rockets have played the Warriors really well this year when they played.
They won 3 out of the 4.
Yeah, 3 out of the 4, and Harden made that one game winner.
Yep.
I think Harden's gonna make the most difference here. Even it's bad when Clay can't even stop him. And Clay's one of the best on-ball defenders in the league.
You know what? Enough of the Harden choking in the playoffs. Enough.
Oh, he was
so good last year.
yeah. No,
I think it comes with Chris Paul. Because if Chris Paul gets injured, then that's where Harden starts to have issues.
If he didn't get hurt last year,
Yeah.
they would have won the
they
title.
would have won.
Would have won the title. That was so sad to
Yeah.
watch because it was like you had him.
It's bull. I can agree. It's bull.
I gotta go in 7-2. I think Capella's always been a problem for them.
Oh yeah, they cannot.
Tucker's always been a problem for them.
Yeah.
I just wish they had that wing guy who could just.
Why did they let go of Ariza?
I don't know. I really don't know. I really thought when Ba Mute got cut this last week, they might swoop in and get him, but I think they go 7. I really think the Rockets can knock them off. I really think they could, especially if Steph. I mean, this whole run, the Warriors have had a lot of good luck.
Eventually, that luck's got to run out, man.
Maybe Steph gets hurt or something.
He did. He's
Yeah,
not hurt, but he's not 100%.
like rolls it again or something.
He's always had issues with them ankles. Look at the.
I just wonder, though, with the Warriors, were they screwing around in the regular season, or are they going to go full?
If they were screwing around and some still got the first round, the first overall seed.
Yeah, that's scary.
It just seems like that's something that they can do with the roster they have.
Yeah, they can.
That seems definitely like something that Durant would do.
They don't have to put in, every night in and night out.
Yeah.
Full.
I don't think Draymond will have any influence on this series.
No.
He's just taking a huge step back. A huge step back.
Yeah.
I think Boogie will have a tough time against Capella.
Yeah, he's not. Boogie's had a decent year, but he definitely isn't what he was before he went down. Maybe that's just because his minute restriction.
It's going to come down to Harden and Paul against Curry and Durant.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be.
As last year, Tucker is probably going to have to be your guy. Or Who's playing? Oh, that's right.
I guess they have.
I think Kenneth Faried can have a huge impact.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, that's a good call. Warriors have problems with those guys. You would go back to when KD was on the Thunder.
Yeah.
And the Thunder was so big, they had Aquaman, they had Adams, and well, the same guy. They had Aquaman, they had Canner, and they had Ibaka, and they should have won that series.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to go in 7. I got the Warriors moving on.
That'll be a fun series.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, I think it can go either way. You're not wrong either way.
Everyone in America rooting for Houston again.
Yeah.
So, I hope they pull it out. I really do. I hope Daryl Morey gets one. I hope D'Antoni gets one. Harden and Chris, I hope they get one too. Nuggets Thunder.
That's tough.
Interesting matchup.
This is I'd say that my predictions are pretty cut and dry. There's nothing that's like a huge upset, but this is the one that has the potential to go really wrong if the Thunder lose in the first round. Because I have the Thunder winning this in 7 games, going to the conference finals against the Nuggets. I'm just really high on Paul George right now.
Who do you think is the best player in this series?
Jokic.
Think so?
It's a toss up between Jokic and PG. I mean, the way PG's played this year.
What about Russ?
Russ, of course.
Yeah.
You can never count out Russ. I mean, he's always going to give you a triple-double. I'm not even counting out Russ, but the way PG has played this year, he's been their best player, and I think Russ is okay with that. They both work so well with each other.
Yeah.
Paul George is relaxed. He doesn't care about ball dominance. He understands the way Russ plays, unlike Kevin Durant ever did. Kevin Durant always wanted the ball. PG, I think that's what gives them a really good edge in this series. They're not as deep as Denver is, but I think that just the firepower that OKC can have when they want to is pretty deadly.
I think Schroeder's the X factor here.
Yeah. Gary Harris versus Schroeder? Oh, at least in the closing minutes.
Yeah. Might see a little bit of Isaiah, too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
He can play in the playoffs. We know that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
So you got OKC.
Yeah, I do, actually. I do have OKC. I think...
How many games?
They could go 6 or 7. I think it'll be a really good series. I don't see how it can't be a good series. I mean, I guess I could see a scenario, where Denver kind of walks them off, but at the same time, I just don't think that's what's going to happen. I think OKC is going to show up. I do think, like Noah said, as far as upsets go, I think this is probably the most likely one of the bunch to happen.
And this all hinges on Paul George.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
It really does. Without Paul George at his peak, the Thunder are nothing.
I got the Nuggets in 6, just because I don't trust Paul George at all.
He's the X factor.
Plus, I think his shoulder's screwed up. I mean, every time they show him on the sideline, he's getting his shoulder worked on. It's like, and he's wearing that huge, wrap, I guess you call it, on his shoulder. It's like, you're not healthy. You're not 100%. I know that. I think Adams.
We'll know in the first game of Paul George, in the first game of the first round.
Yeah.
How he's gonna be looking in the series.
Yeah.
But
I think Adams is gonna. I think Jokic is gonna have a tough time with Adams.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But he's such a good passer that it might not matter.
Yeah.
I like Gary Harris against Schroeder.
Yeah.
But I think Schroeder, like I said, Schroeder's the X factor. Russ is just gonna. I want to say he's gonna dominate Murray, but I like Murray. I like Murray. Yeah, Nuggets in 6. I think they close it out in OKC, game 6.
I will say, I don't think Murray defensively has much to do with Russ.
No.
I think Russ can take him to town.
Yeah. All right, East, second round. Bucks, Celtics.
Bucks. 6.
maybe
5.
I had the Bucks in 6 as well.
Maybe 5.
Yeah.
Not a lot of faith in the Celtics?
No. it's tough to say because these are just predictions. I can, like I said with the last one, I can see Boston flipping a switch and, completely going through the Eastern Conference. But as it stands right now, I just think their dysfunction's too much. I like the matchups that Milwaukee has. Milwaukee's really deep. They have a lot of firepower everywhere.
Yep.
Giannis is going to have his way. Tatum isn't quite there as an on-ball defender yet. Yeah.
Talk about sophomore slump. Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I think a lot of the issue with that has to go with Kyrie.
And Hayward.
And
Both
Hayward.
of them coming back.
Yeah. Kyrie. God, don't get me started on Kyrie.
That brings up another question I'd like to discuss in a minute.
Yeah.
Hayward, are they better with him or without?
I say
The
they're.
Celtics.
I say they're better with. He can hit those shots. He's almost just as good of a closer as Kyrie is, to me.
I think they're better without Kyrie.
I do too. I think next year if
One of
Kyrie
those
leaves,
two.
yeah, next year I think if Kyrie leaves, they will be fine as long as they re-sign Terry. And Terry hasn't had a great year, but if you throw in Marcus Smart at point guard, which is his natural position anyways,
You can get away with it.
yeah, he's a great distributor. He's not the best shooter at all, but
Good defender.
he's a good defender. He'll give you what you want on a nightly basis. He's never gonna not bring his game.
Yeah.
Plus, there's those games, like a few years, when Isaiah went down, Marcus Smart just went off for like 35 or something like that.
Yeah.
Just went wild. So, yeah, I can definitely make the argument that the Celtics will be better without Kyrie. I don't know if I even want to bring him back. I mean, I get you traded that much for him, but
I mean, you're paying Hayward a boatload.
come on, man.
You're going to have to pay Tatum at some point in the next couple of years. And Kyrie, he's been the main problem for them.
He is.
Like, the main contributor to that chemistry problem. It's him.
He just uses eye language.
Yeah, basically. I mean, he thinks the earth is flat. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great player, and I think they're better without him. But that being said, I think they would have got to the finals last year if he was healthy.
I agree. I think he was, chemistry-wise, he was a lot better last year.
Yeah,
They
they were better last year.
Yeah.
Now, remember, they played each other in the first round last year, went to 7. And Marcus Smart, coming back, kind of swung that series
Yeah.
to the Celtics.
Yeah, definitely.
But they're missing Smart. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's tough.
Missing Smart.
That's really going to hurt him.
I think it goes 7. I think Bucks take in 7. They got the best player, clearly. Giannis is just... He's going to average something like 30 and 12 and 6. Like, it's just going to be
Something
insane.
ridiculous.
With everything we just discussed, too, I think that was... We were talking about that for about 5 minutes. We didn't even bring Giannis up.
Yeah.
So that just on top of all of that just
Yeah.
pushes it over the edge.
How many games? You said he goes 6 now?
I got 6.
I'll say 6, too.
I give it 7. I got enough faith in Brad Stevens that he'll figure
Yeah,
figure out how to get it to
yeah.
7.
I mean, there's no disrespect to Brad Stevens. He knows how to, level up his game when it comes to the playoffs, and he's easily, still one of the best coaches in the league. So
Raptors Sixers.
this one's gonna be good. The entire second round is gonna be so good if it goes this way.
For both conferences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys have?
Raptors in 5.
Have the Raptors in 6.
Yeah, I
Raptors in
agree.
5.
I got the Raptors. I think Toronto's just too much for Philly.
It's too deep.
There's no bench there with
yeah.
the Sixers. Like we said, they upgraded it, but
Again, they have the best player in this series. Not even close.
Kawhi.
Yep.
Is just gonna. There's no one to guard Kawhi.
No.
And if you move Ben Simmons to guard Kawhi, you're gonna leave Kyle Lowry there, and so.
Yep.
I don't know.
Plus, they can throw OG Anunoby at Simmons.
Actually, just got the update not that long ago. He is
Yeah.
going to be out for 2 weeks
Damn it.
because he had appendicitis.
Damn it. They could have thrown Emmett Simmons.
Well, it's only for 2 weeks, so I mean, you know,
so he could play in this
yeah,
series.
he could play in this series.
He might.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been a fan of the Sixers.
Yeah,
This whole Embiid Simmons run, all 2 years of it, I haven't been a fan. I just think Jimmy Butler is going to really hurt them here. He's not going to get anything against Kawhi. Nothing.
No.
I think Tobias, he'll be pretty good in this series. I don't know if he's ever been to the playoffs. Tobias.
at the same
I
point
just,
though, Pascal, Siakam
Yeah.
playing him though. That's gonna be a tough matchup for Tobias.
Yeah.
Siakam is obviously, you know, he's
Siakam
big.
can make an all-defense team.
Yeah, and you know he's quick. He's not your average power forward.
Yeah.
He's slender and quick. You know.
Yep. Plus, they got Marc Gasol.
Yeah.
They picked up Marc Gasol for
Yeah.
nothing.
I'm just now seeing too, about an hour ago from the Inquirer in Philly, that Embiid said that he doesn't know if he'll play in the postseason opener. And obviously, if they get into the second round, that won't be an issue. But
Yeah.
if he's not going to play in that
Jared
first
Allen.
round very much, there's a chance they're going home.
Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the Raptors moving on.
I agree.
And the Western Conference Finals, Warriors. I had Warriors Nuggets.
I have Warriors Thunder.
I have Houston Thunder. That's weird.
I would rather see that
Weird. Yeah.
than Warriors Nuggets. For me, I got Warriors winning in 5. I don't think I need to explain that really.
I agree with you. If that's what happens, I do think the Warriors will beat the Nuggets.
Pretty handily.
Yeah.
What do you got in yours, Noah?
I have Warriors in 6.
I think that's the matchup people would want to see.
Yeah.
Just because of all the storylines.
Yes.
I
You
got
Rockets Thunder, what do you got?
I got Houston going 6.
Well, I love to see it.
Nice.
You'd love to see it. You would really love to see it.
I would definitely love. Maybe mine's a little bit too hopeful, but
I know, like we were saying though, the seeding doesn't matter.
you're
You
right.
definitely see Houston.
It doesn't matter as much in the West as it does in the East.
Yeah, that's true.
Not by a long shot.
Like, I mean, you know, the West 7th seed with San Antonio has, you know, a pretty good shot at Denver.
Yeah, like
so
they're a 7 seed?
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah,
Yeah, they're a 7th seed and they have 48 wins.
exactly. Like it's not even close to what the East brings, at least on the lower end.
The Clippers have 48 too.
Yep.
Almost so, all the way to their 7th seed are almost 51 teams. Like that's ridiculous.
Then the East
Or
Finals.
easy.
Bucks Raptors. Raptors in 7. That's what I got.
I have the Raptors in 7 also. I've been thinking about this all day.
It's going to be a hell of a series. Hell of a series.
I could see this going either way, but, you know, just for, like, finality here, saying something, I'm going to have the Raptors in 7.
Yeah, I got Toronto beating the Bucks, and then
It's too early for me to make a concrete prediction.
I have the Raptors in 6 against Houston.
Raptors, first NBA Finals.
Yeah.
I don't think if it was I mean, okay, so if it was Golden State, I think Raptors win in 7. If it's Houston, I say Raptors win in 6. I think they don't have anyone to guard Kawhi.
No, they
Kyle Lowry matches very well with Chris Paul.
Yep.
You know, Danny Green weirdly would probably match up pretty well with Eric Gordon.
Danny Green's defense,
Yeah.
so underrated. So underrated.
Siakam be too much for the Rockets to handle up front. And, having Marc Gasol come off the bench will just be deadly.
Yeah, it will.
Which I want to mention with the Eastern Conference Finals with Toronto and Milwaukee. That'll be fun to watch Marc Gasol versus Brook Lopez.
Yeah,
Because they are almost the same player.
right now, yeah, they are.
They both can bang threes. They're both big men, and they can play interior defense.
It's funny because 5 years ago, they were strictly back to the basket,
I know.
backing
it's weird.
down. And now it's like catching threes. Lopez especially.
Yeah.
Deep.
It's crazy. It's definitely crazy to see.
My finals, I got Warriors Raptors.
Same. I have the Raptors and 7.
Ballsy. I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Raptors all the way. It's a different team.
To be honest, though,
different
if I
era.
would have had the Bucks winning in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think I would have had the Bucks over the Warriors too.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling whoever comes out of the East.
Milwaukee would pose a really good matchup with Golden State. I think that the length of Milwaukee has a really good potential against what, and especially Eric Bledsoe, as much shit as he gets, he is a good defender at least. So
I got Warriors in 6 over the Raptors. I think it's the last season where it's a foregone conclusion they're going to be in the finals.
With the Warriors?
At least I hope it is, yeah.
Yeah.
My finals MVP, I got Steph. I think he finally gets the finals MVP.
You can guess if I have the Raptors winning, it's going to be finals.
Yeah.
Kawhi, big
Second
time.
one.
I just think Kawhi gives them such a good advantage, just over everybody. It's weird to say, but he's like still the most underrated, one of the most underrated players in the league.
Yeah.
Like,
It's because the big time star players in the NBA are outspoken, and he's about as
Nah.
far away from that as you
Yeah.
can get.
Just dominates.
and they try to get stuff out of Giannis, and Giannis isn't that way either.
No.
He's quiet. I mean, he obviously does. He's a little bit more talkative and nice than what Kawhi is, but it's the same thing, That's maybe it's just the small market culture that they're both used to. I mean, Toronto's not a small market; they're huge, but Kawhi coming from San Antonio and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, Kawhi, Finals MVP.
While we're still in the NBA, we can talk Dirk and D-Wade.
Yeah.
A sad day.
Do we want to go back to our...
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
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 I had something else I wanted to throw in there with those guys, because we didn't talk about Magic yet.
Oh.
Designing. I'll have to throw that in there.
I'm not going to be back. I ain't going to be around next year.
Yeah.
Damn it, I lost them. Can you pull it up, Noah?
The
predictions? I lost them.
Yeah, do you need me to...
Let's do MVP first.
Okay.
Who do we have for MVP? We might have done this on a different episode, but you guys weren't here, so we can do it.
Okay. So, Zach, you had LeBron for MVP. And
Don't even say mine.
yeah.
Don't.
We both had the same guy. Devin. It's gotta...
Hate to see it.
So we both had Anthony Davis. High five. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so my logic was that he's going to have like 25 points a game, 15 rebounds, lead the Pels to over 50 wins. That obviously did not happen. I didn't think there was going to be all this drama that went on this year, his reduced minutes. I did not see a bit of that. I thought that's what was going to happen with Jimmy Butler and the Timberwolves, and it happened, but then Butler got traded.
Yeah, I agree with you. Post All-Star break last year, Davis averaged 30 a game, 11 rebounds, 3.5 blocks.
Oh, yeah.
That right there is just MVP numbers. And then what they did in the playoffs, they stole a game on the Warriors, and then they won their first round series. So I just thought things were looking up. Obviously, I could never have predicted what happened this year.
No.
And I thought the Pelicans were gonna actually be a playoff team. I mean,
I had them high seed.
Yeah,
it was
like
bad.
with Julius Randle, and he, to his credit, played really good this year. With Julius Randle,
Yeah.
and Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday, I just thought that was such a good, that would be a good team, but didn't work out that way.
Yeah. Sometimes you're wrong.
Yeah,
Count them all.
It's funny what happens when you have a terrible owner.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy how that happens.
The Knicks. I can't
The
wait for them.
Knicks.
I can't wait for them to botch potentially Durant, Kyrie, and
With
Zion.
the first pick, the Knicks select Cam Reddish.
Oh my god. That'd be a fun like week and a half on Twitter.
Oh my god.
See the roast.
I mean, seriously, If you get the first pick
It's
and
not
it takes
Allen.
you longer than 5 seconds to put that pick
Yeah.
See,
in,
the only
fire the man.
the only logic that I can see where Zion doesn't go number 1 is if the Suns get it, because there should
Ja
be
Morant.
there should be serious consideration for Ja, and that's just positional need.
Yeah.
But like I said, consideration. Zion's easily the best player here.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Again, the Suns. Funny what happens when your owner sucks.
Yeah.
You suck.
Man, they have talent out there in Phoenix, but they won 19 games.
Yeah.
They're down there with the Cavs and the Knicks, who don't have any talent at all.
It's funny to say. They
Yeah.
have talent.
2 games and you only win 19.
Yeah.
They have talent. They just didn't win 20 games.
That's just
There was that streak where Booker put up 50 points 3 nights in a row. Didn't win a single one of those games, I don't think. You got to have some semblance of a defense.
Hey, Josh Jackson.
Yeah.
Finally starting to show signs of life. I thought he was the best player in that draft last year. And God, how wrong I was. Rookie of the year.
Yeah,
go
speaking
ahead.
of best players in the draft,
Yeah,
Zach over there.
I nailed it.
Yeah,
what
he
can I
did.
say? What can I say? Luka Doncic, rookie of the year. Predicted it. Predicted it.
yeah. I wish I could do that one over. I'd definitely pick Luka.
Yeah, I think.
But I think I mean I had Ayton, but the only reason
Yeah.
I had him there is because I mean how can you? He had a great season, you know.
Yeah.
He didn't have a bad season.
No.
It's just Luka is just so good. Like if
And the Suns are never on.
yeah, I think that plays a part. And you know the Suns don't win, so
Yeah, because so Ayton had an average double-double. Sure,
Yeah.
he's a rookie, so I mean he didn't have a bad season. He's gonna be a good player. It's just that's how good Luka
Yeah.
was. And then I don't even think Ayton is number 2 because I think it's Trey. This is a second choice.
Yeah,
behind
Trae
Luka.
Young definitely closed the gap with Luka.
that first half of the season, Trey was just garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But he really turned it on.
I think Bagley's probably third. I thought Bagley
Yeah,
had a hell of a
Bagley-
year.
Bagley had a really big impact on that.
When he went down, that probably screwed him out of the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I think that's what really hurt him.
Probably did.
Yeah.
Most improved player, who do we pick? I picked Gary Harris.
De'Aaron Fox.
I picked Miles Turner. He improved. It's obviously not.
You guys are both better than my pick. De'Aaron
Yeah.
Fox, man.
Yeah, I think
Dark
De'Aaron
horse.
Fox is the.
He's of our picks, I'd say he's probably the most likely. I don't think he's
Yes.
gonna win because obviously Siakam and D'Lo, but
Who's gonna see Siakam?
no one.
I
There's
guess-
no way.
Nobody.
I guess D'Angelo. I'm sure there was people out there that said that this is obvious.
Yeah.
But Siakam, there's just no way.
Miles Turner, that was a pretty good pick.
That is a good pick. I think
I was banking on him to improve his defense, and he did. Toughen up, stand in the lane,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what he did. I was hoping more of his offense would come along, and I think it will in time because he still is pretty young. He's not as young as he was.
Well,
but-
he's 23 still.
yeah.
So, he's 23 and he's
Yeah.
leading the league in blocks over Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Allen from the Nets that everyone's flipping.
Actually,
on.
Allen's not even in the top 10. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah, he's not even in the top 10 in blocks, but
It's just his fro.
he's the best blocker in the league.
It's just his fro.
I love Jared Allen. I'm not I'm not discrediting him, but to say that you're better than Miles
Yeah.
Turner and Rudy Gobert is pretty big step there, buddy.
And then the playoff seeds.
Oh boy,
This
this
was-
is where it gets ugly.
Yeah.
Let's start with the West.
Nobody. There were what? Yeah, 2 other people that did these predictions. Caleb Lennon and Ryan Gregory.
Yep.
Not one of us. Not one of us 5 people had any semblance of seeding except for the Warriors at 1, and that was obvious.
Yeah, that was yeah.
We all had the Celtics and Warriors as the 2-1 seeds. All of us.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah.
at the time, that was expected. Nobody saw the Nuggets coming. I mean, you figured the Nuggets were going to make the playoffs,
Yeah.
but
We all had the Rockets at 2, I think.
Yeah,
yep.
most
Then
of us
from
did.
there,
I had the Thunder at 3. I mean,
Here, let's just go through the
Yeah.
seeds.
I had the
let's do it.
Lakers at 3. Oh my gosh.
Noah, why don't you go through your West
All right.
Your West.
So one and two, like we said, Warriors and Rockets,
Yeah.
respectively.
Yep.
The freaking Los Angeles Lakers at third.
It's a little rocky.
Yeah,
A little
that's rough.
rocky.
I had the Jazz at 4. That's not bad. They're at 5.
Yeah.
I had the Pelicans at 5. It's terrible.
The Pels.
I had the Thunder at 6.
That was right.
The Nuggets at 7, which I figured they'd be in, like we said. I didn't think they'd be 2 seed in the West for sure. And I had the Trailblazers at 8. That's the one I'm most proud of, that I kept them in. I didn't think they'd be 3rd, but yeah, I kicked the Spurs out. Not the smartest thing. But when you have the Lakers and the Pelicans in, it's going to happen.
Yeah. Devin, what do you have in the West?
Warriors, Rockets 1 and 2. I had the Thunder at 3, which is pretty close. I mean, I know that they're 6th, but they could have been 3.
There's not a big gap
Yeah.
between 3 and
6.
Yeah.
4, I had the Jazz. They're 5. 5, I had the Lakers, which, I mean, you know, to our credit though, you know, it's kind of expected that the Lakers would
It's LeBron
at least,
James.
yeah, at least make the playoffs.
He'd been in the finals like the past 8
Yeah.
years.
I didn't have high hopes for the Lakers at all, like going into the playoffs, but I figured that they would at least make it. Yeah, I had the Pelicans at 6, but I did have the Nuggets and Spurs 7 and 8. Obviously, couldn't expect the Nuggets to take as big of a leap they did, but
Yeah.
I figured with the Spurs having DeRozan, Aldridge, Deontay, and you know all of them guys that they would at least make it. So
Warriors, Rockets. That's what I had. 1 and 2. Had the Jazz 3. Lakers 4. Not proud. Not proud of this. This is the wrong LA team.
Sorry, Zach. I haven't. It's terrible.
At OKC 5. Nuggets 6. Pels 7. Spurs 8. So it's fine.
yeah,
It's just, you know,
I mean,
preseason picks.
yeah, and you know we really only got, most of us really only got, you know, 2 wrong out of the 8. So
Then the East. Everyone thought the Celtics were gonna win like 60 games.
oh yeah,
Everybody.
Celtics at 1. I knew pretty early on into the season that I should have switched the Raptors and the 76ers because I had the 76ers at 2 and the Raptors at 4. I had the Pacers at 3rd. They
Which would have happened. Would have happened, yeah.
So I'm pretty happy with how that was, except for the Bucks. I had them at 5. I was not buying into the hype. I'm going to be buying into it next year big time. And then from there, I mean, I don't think anyone had the Magic and the Nets
Pistons.
and the Pistons going in because I had the Wizards at 6. Why were they so terrible this year? I had the Heat at 7,
Dwight.
and I had the Hornets sneaking in at 8. And it's a bad sign when the East is that bad and you still can't get into the playoffs. Feel bad for Kemba.
Not a good sign.
No.
yeah, I had pretty similar stuff. I had Boston at 1, Raptors at 2, Pacers at 3, Sixers at 4, which, I mean, aside from the Celtics and Bucks, I mean, 2, 3, 4, you know, that's probably what it would have been had
if you switch the
Depot never
Bucks and the
gone out.
Celtics.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also had the Wizards at 6, Heat at 7, and I had Zach's most surprising team at 8. So in the Chicago Bulls. Yeah. No one could have guessed the 6, 7, 8. I don't think. There's not a chance.
I had Celtics 1, Pacers 2, Raptors 3, which, you know, probably could have been 2, but
yeah.
Sixers 4, Bucks 5. I should have had the Bucks way up.
Yeah.
Way up. I totally underestimated Coach Bud.
Yeah.
Totally underestimated him.
Yeah.
Number 6, I had the Wiz, which I should have known as soon as they signed Dwight Howard. That was a bad one.
I remember you saying something vaguely, but I didn't think it'd affect them. They were going to win, what,
He didn't
30?
even play that much.
No.
They won 32 games? Locker room cancer.
Yep. And then I had the Heat and the Bulls. I don't know what demon possessed me to say the Bulls were going to make the playoffs.
I mean, I'm looking at the roster though at the beginning. I agreed with you.
I just like marketing a lot.
Yeah, and they are well constructed. I mean, constructed. They have Chris Dunn, pretty solid starting point guard. I mean, now they have Otto, which they didn't have before, but
Yeah.
Just with Wendell and Markkanen, and Levine, obviously.
Yeah.
I thought that could have, in the week, with the bottom part of the East being weak, I could easily see it. It just didn't come together. Most of the time, I think the reasoning was most of the time when Wendell got injured, and then Markkanen would light up, and then when Wendell came back, Markkanen got injured. So it was just like a big injury season. But Zach LaVine had an awesome season.
He really did, yeah.
I would say it seems weird that we're already the regular season's already over because it seems like it was just starting. But I remember. Do you remember that one article? I think you retweeted, Zach, about how the Cavs were going to be fighting for an AC. They won 19 games. I think that's exactly what happened the first time that LeBron left. I think they won 19 games.
I know they went on some historic losing streak, like unparalleled losing streak the year he left. Yeah, I remember tweeting that because there was like so much hype that the Cavs were going to make the playoffs. And I was like,
Terrible.
I pulled some stat. It was like the last time they made the playoffs without LeBron was 98, I think. 1998, so 21 years ago.
Yeah. That's the only thing they've done. They got Kyrie.
Yeah.
But
Anthony Bennett.
yeah, that was forever.
Totally missed.
Andrew
Anthony
Wiggins,
Bennett.
too. Come on.
Because you know who was sitting right behind Bennett?
Victor.
Yeah.
You know,
He took a minute to develop. They probably would have gotten rid of him way before he, last season.
Anthony Bennett wasn't even on the big board.
No.
Like, he wasn't even on.
He just shot up in a matter of weeks.
Yeah.
Good
Matter
combine.
of minutes.
He pulled like one of those, the NFL, when somebody has an awesome combine.
Like John
in the
Ross,
NFL.
where he had that 40-yard dash.
Yeah.
And who's John Ross, right?
Exactly. That's pretty much what happened with Anthony Bennett.
John Ross got like 20 passes in 2
Yeah.
years.
I think the combine. And then, the Tom Brady, he's like the top example of why it can be misleading.
Yeah.
True.
The surprise team we picked in the preseason. I picked the Bulls. Let me just see what my dumbass said. I said you could win 35 games in the East and compete for a playoff spot. It's going to be ugly.
I mean, you weren't.
The Bulls have a bright future. I'm kind of summarizing a little bit. Parker averaged 20 points, playing second fiddle to Giannis. Hoiberg will have his prized sophomore back after Markkanen comes back. Jesus.
Hoiberg, just saying that name.
God.
At least he's back to college.
I said Chris Dunn was going to attack the paint. Jesus.
Jabari Parker, though. I wasn't like
Jesus.
it.
Noah kind
Yeah.
of nailed it before the injury.
Yeah.
Pacers.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked so much about the Pacers, but it's true. I mean, back-to-back surprising seasons wouldn't have shocked me. No one ever thinks about us, so.
And I don't think people expected us to win 55 games outside of Indiana. And I seriously, I say 55. I think that's what we would have won with Victor in there.
Yeah. Something close.
Yep.
I had the Thunder.
Which that could have gone either way, honestly.
Yeah.
Surprise or disappointing. Could have gone either way.
I said, they added several pieces, both offense, defense. They traded away Melo.
Always
got
a plus.
Dennis Schroeder. Yeah, which will actually improve their offense. They added Nerlens. I said they'll get back Andre, but he never came back, and which will add to their successful defense. And Schroeder will strengthen the bench.
I don't like about my Pacers pick was the additions of Tyreek Evans, Doug McDermott, and Kyle. None of those worked because O'Quinn was good, but he didn't get any minutes. McDermott,
he's okay.
He's okay.
Just there.
And we talked about Tyreek already.
Yeah, don't even mention his name.
O'Quinn hasn't played enough.
Yeah, I know Caleb's not here, but he nailed the surprise team.
Yeah, he did.
with the
Nuggets.
Nuggets, yeah.
He really did. Yeah, I'm a schmuck. I am a total schmuck. Bulls. Jesus. Disappointing team. Ryan nailed it.
Yes, he did.
Lakers.
Lakers, yeah.
I said the Sixers. That was before they gutted their bench. Now
Yeah.
I really... Yeah. Noah kind of nailed it, too. Timberwolves.
They were just bad. I don't even know if they were disappointing.
Yeah.
They were just... I knew they were going to be awful.
Just a dumpster fire.
And I knew the thing with Butler was not going to end well.
And Devin had said Sixers, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think they would. I think what I pretty much was saying was that I expect them, to win 50 games still, but I don't think everybody when they exited the finals last year, they were like, oh yeah, the Sixers are gonna come back, they're gonna win the title next year, but I just don't see it. And I still don't see it.
There was a minute there in the playoffs last year. I thought the Sixers were going to get to the finals.
Yeah,
but didn't happen.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said. I wasn't saying that they wouldn't be there, but it was just the idea of them making the finals I couldn't see.
And then the East champions. Everybody said Celtics except me. I said the Pacers. Just because I was...
It was a valid point before, it happened, so...
They look pretty good.
They did. I don't want to talk about it.
We've
I don't
already
wanna talk
mentioned
about it.
about the Celtics.
Yeah, and do we even have to talk about the West?
No, we don't. Nope.
No, everyone had the Warriors coming out.
Then the whole thing...
I will say, I thought the Warriors were going to be better than they were this year
Yeah.
at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be they would just be sweeping everybody off the floor.
Yep.
They would be winning like around 70 again.
Yeah.
Then NBA champions. Devin said the Celtics.
Yeah.
Me and Noah said Warriors. Which
And I am not sticking to that, actually. Like I said, I have the Raptors. I'm sticking by that.
I would love to see it.
Yes.
I can't doubt the Celtics yet. Still could happen. But I do want the Raptors to win.
We apologize for
Yeah.
barking. That you made
Apologize for the dogs, yeah. Somebody came home. They're trying to see who it is. Move on to Dirk and D-Wade.
I'd say so. Do we want to cover that first, or are we going to talk about Magic? We can just briefly mention that.
Yeah, just Magic
Did you guys
real
see
quick.
it coming at all?
No.
I thought it'd be Walton.
I thought it'd be
that got
Walton.
the
Yeah.
axe.
I thought it'd be Walton.
And then here comes Magic Johnson. He's like, hey, guess what? I'm going to take over the news cycle on the same day that Dirk and D-Wade both retired. Or played their last home game or whatever that was.
I mean, you knew somebody was going down.
I just was sure it was Walton because I've been saying LeBron likes the coach. That's a tool. And I don't think Luke Walton's a complete tool. So
No,
he's not.
he's going to be gone, though. I'm still thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think so too.
I think it'll be Ty Lue or Jason Kidd gets the job.
Yeah. What is the deal with it though? He didn't even tell Jeannie Buss. He just announced it out of nowhere, just out of the clear blue.
It's like he woke up in the morning and was like, you know what? I'm gonna just resign today.
Yeah, I'm just gonna,
It just tells you how terribly run that organization
There's got to
is.
be something going on behind the scenes that we don't know of.
Yeah.
It's
So Michael Jordan, hey, take a cue.
yeah.
I mean, it just tells you just what a mess they are. What a mess. Because Magic probably told LeBron before he came, we're gonna trade for Kawhi.
Yeah.
Paul's coming. Paul George is coming. Didn't happen.
And then mid-season with Anthony Davis.
Yeah, they tried. They tried to put together a trash package to get him.
Whatever.
And they traded Zubac for nothing.
Speaking
Nothing.
of Anthony Davis, where's he gonna end up? What do you guys think?
I don't know if he's going to the Lakers anymore. I don't know if that's a place he would want to even go anymore.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it's just a huge mess. I mean, Magic resigning, I think, really hurts their chances of getting Anthony Davis, unless they can somehow convince him otherwise. I don't know who wins the Anthony Davis sweepstake.
I think the longer it goes, better chance those Celtics have.
And I really hope they don't do it.
I hope they don't do it either.
I really hope they don't do it.
But Danny Ainge, he doesn't care what we think.
He's just so much, but he's so smart though.
Yeah.
Like at the same time, I trust that he will make the correct decision when it comes down to it. And I do think that he can hustle the Pelicans if that's what ends up going on. Because, yeah, that Pelicans franchise is run by a bunch of
Idiots.
It's just why would AD want to go from one poorly run franchise to another?
I don't know.
And that also takes the Knicks out of the conversation because I think they take home the cake with how to not run an NBA franchise.
Yeah, they really do.
The Bucks might come in.
That would be
Bucks,
terrifying.
Yeah, and to even think that the Bucks made his list, that's pretty interesting right there. I mean, I think if Chris Middleton doesn't re-sign, I do think they might push hard for AD.
Yeah, I think they could. If I had to bet on a team to get him, I'd still bet on the Lakers.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because there's just the LeBron James factor. It's going to pull him there.
Yeah. LeBron runs the show. We all know it.
On that factor, I hope the Pacers can sign either Kemba or Chris Middleton.
Man, I'd love to see Kemba.
I'd love to see Chris Middleton. Either one, honestly. Because Collison's gone.
Yeah. And it's nothing against Collison. It's just...
He's not enough anymore.
There has to be a better option.
Yeah. Yep.
And, I was talking to Caleb yesterday. They just need... Because when Vic comes back, I don't think he's going to be full form until... No. It's going to take him a while. It's going to be just like Gordon Hayward. It's going to be just like Paul George. It's going to take him a while to be back to who he was, or if he even gets to that, because the scary reality of this all is that this injury could have robbed him of his career, of what direction it was going. So I do think that they really, really, really need to look into adding someone that can hit the shots and be a big-time player.
All the time.
Be
consistent. Because Bogey's half of that. Yes. Is not consistent.
Yeah. And with Chris Middleton, he gives you defense and offense. And we haven't been able to see what he can do as a primary option yet. So I do think that, he's averaging, 18 in a secondary role. He averaged 20 exact last year. So I do think that he has a lot of potential there. He's still young, too. And Kemba, it'd just be awesome to see him here. Kemba and Vic together, oh, man, that would just be nasty. But somebody does have to, if that were to happen, somebody has to work with Kemba so he doesn't dribble so much, because that's his only knock. He's just dribble.
Could it be with Kemba, though? If he comes here, he's going to be on a playoff team. He's going to make the team a contender.
Yeah.
Would that be enough to get into his head, be like, hey, but you need to play our system?
I think with Kemba, he would have the same type of impact that Vic has, or Vic had.
Yeah.
I do think that, because Kemba, he's in the prime of his career. He averaged career highs this year, I think, 25 or something like that.
He did.
Pretty high in assists, so.
All-star again.
Yeah.
And that was my line of thinking on why I had the Hornets in the playoffs, because I figured that Kemba would be good this year. It was just the Hornets are that bad and that poorly run.
When your second best player is Jeremy Lamb.
Yeah.
Not a good time.
Which is another player that I would like to look into if they don't re-sign West.
Yeah.
Jeremy Lamb would be a really good impact player.
I don't think it could happen, but I'd like to see Chris Middleton on the Rockets.
That would be interesting, right?
Because they have so much money tied up in those three core guys that I don't think they could do it. But
no, that would be cool. That would be cool to see. I say the Bucks probably resign him, but just
I think they will.
Yeah, in an instance that they don't, I think we do have a good shot.
Yeah.
The more and more I think about it, too, Kemba just makes sense.
He does.
We seem like a team that he would want to go to, but we're small market.
He's already living in a small market.
Yeah.
I just don't know what MJ's going to do.
I don't know.
He's going to get offered the Supermax. With him being 29 years old, he's not going to get that again, but it also is going to come down to, does he care more about winning or does he care more about money?
I know he wants to win.
And yeah, I know how Kemba is, I do know that he's a winner at heart.
He's got the taste too of the top tier with the national championship, and he won. Once you get that, you won it again.
He carried that team.
Legend.
That was one
of the best. I had to be against Butler.
Yeah,
but still,
that was beautiful to watch, though. Just
it would be a perfect fit with the Pacers, but it would never happen. Kevin Durant.
You're right.
The only thing that doesn't fit with him is the attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the money. I don't think Herb Simon's gonna.
It's just like LeBron. LeBron would be a perfect fit for the Pacers, but
speaking of,
that's never happening.
Herb Simon, just to make mention real quick, the Pacers.
Yeah.
Today
I saw
they
the-
finalized,
yeah.
25 years.
Yeah, a $360 million deal to keep the Pacers here for another 25 years.
And that's pretty cheap,
Yes.
really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
That's
So, of
really
course-
not that much money.
I got on Twitter to see everyone flipping out about how it's always. I just think it's amazing that people don't ever seem to notice the benefits that it has.
On this
to the
city,
town. Indianapolis, I think, is made by the fact that we have the Colts and the Pacers downtown.
yeah. But, I mean, even the Pacers, this city loves the Pacers.
Yeah.
We are just so, in love with the Pacers and what they're doing. And I think part of that plays into the fact that they're always playoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always in the playoffs. They've never, there's a few, rough seasons here and there, but
I think the longest one was a couple years ago, about 10 years ago.
yeah,
Where it was just Danny Granger when he was
Yeah.
starting his career.
I agree.
Uh,
But yeah, so D-Wade and Dirk.
yeah. What is your guys's?
I personally, everyone loves D-Wade, and it's not really his fault that I have this. Whenever I see him, he just reminds me of he's part of the reason the Pacers never got to the finals, and that's forever going to be my association with him. It's more LeBron, but I'm like that with Chris Bosh too. But it's nothing personal with him. Like I have a personal reason that I don't like LeBron James because he's kind of
Yeah.
he's kind of whiny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And some other words I
Kind
won't
of.
say on the podcast. But Dwayne Wade, he's likable.
Yeah.
I just associate him, like I said, he's the reason the Pacers never got to a finals and got slapped by the Spurs. Because I don't
Yeah.
think we would have. But yeah, Dirk,
No, they would have swept us.
I definitely was more sad to see Dork. Okay. Cut, take two.
Yeah.
To see Dirk retire, one, because he was on the team that beat Dwayne Wade twice, and the second time when LeBron was there. And he's also very likable, and he's not in the East, so he didn't beat the Pacers up all the time.
Yeah, it sucks to see both of them go.
It does.
Dwayne Wade finishes probably third best shooting guard ever.
I would say so.
Yeah. He's very likable. I've never had an issue with Dwayne Wade. He's always had a good attitude. He's never really whined or stupid stuff like that. He's always positive. He loves Miami, and it's awesome to see him go out with Miami. Speaking, that just a year ago he was a Cavalier.
That's the cool thing with both of them. They both
Yeah.
retired with their
Yeah,
teams.
they both got to retire with their teams. I'm happy about it. I do think this was Wade's time to go.
Yeah.
He's pretty much done. Yeah, he still had a few big games here and there, but
He had nothing left to play for.
yeah, there's
Nothing
nothing
left to
in the
prove.
tank. It's perfect timing for him. Perfect timing. And for Dirk, yeah, I personally think he could have had a few more years left in him, but whether he would have been good or not in those few years, I don't know.
It's eerily similar to how they went out, because both of their final home games they had 30, and then their final games they both had double-doubles. And about the same point totals, too.
Dwayne Wade had a triple double.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
The final assist to Udonis Haslem. That was just,
I didn't even know Udonis Haslem was still had a pulse.
I know. I saw a joke on Twitter that said, "Yep, that's how Zaire Wade's gonna end his career. The assist to Udonis Haslem."
Yeah. What about that video though that he did where he
Oh,
ran
yeah,
into
that was
that
kind
was
of-
really cool.
A little tear catcher right there.
Yeah.
Um,
For me, Dirk was my favorite player. My grandpa lives in Dallas, so the Mavs are kind of de facto my second favorite team. And Dirk. Anytime the Pacers got bounced, I'd root for the Mavs. Just the fadeaway, man.
yeah.
Fadeaway.
Yeah.
I think he's the second best power forward ever.
Yeah. I agree with that. Tim Duncan.
Yeah,
First.
Tim Duncan's first. Should probably have 2 rings, but he's got the one. And when you can honestly tell when he got the one, he kind of took a step back.
Yeah.
He was just kind of relieved more than anything.
Yeah. MVPs.
Yeah. Yep. D-Wade, like you said, third best 2 guard. He's actually the only guy in that Heat team that I didn't despise.
Yeah.
Because he was there.
I still just was.
Yeah, he was there. He was there from the beginning.
Yeah. He was there. He already had the ring. Before he started getting hurt, he was like
Unstoppable.
unguardable. You could not guard him.
Even without the 3-point shot.
Yeah.
That's really impressive, too.
Hell of a passer, too.
Yeah.
I got lost in all of it. He was the first guy from that draft to win the title. I mean, he's...
Well, only 2 of them have actually won a title, and Carmelo's not going to.
No.
Not with him.
No.
I agree.
I'm going to miss him.
But Carmelo, was he the one that won the national championship?
Yeah, he won
Right,
the...
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the price he had to pay. LeBron didn't
Yeah.
go.
No.
But,
And Darko won, too.
yeah. The Mavericks are in better shape for the future right now, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Right,
they
am I
are.
right in assuming that?
Because I thought Dirk was going to stick around after they traded for KP.
Yeah.
Thought he might stick around one more year, but
Be a mentor or something.
it was time to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause I have Porzingis now.
Yep.
Who's pretty much going to be the next Dirk as long as these, like, rape claims don't actually
Yeah.
amount to anything.
Yeah.
Um,
You never want to rape somebody.
no,
You
no,
never- you never
don't
wanna do it.
suggest it.
No.
It just amazes me how many of these players, and especially with the NFL, it's just like, is it that hard to keep your hands off somebody?
Yeah.
Like, it just makes no sense to me.
It's just...
It's just absolute dumbass.
That's because they think they can get away with it.
Yeah.
They think they can get away with it.
Especially now with social media, all the person has to do is go on.
Yeah.
It's just, I just don't, doesn't make
It's
sense.
just
We'll see where it goes.
makes you shake your head.
Especially with these guys that have a career, they're
Huge
gonna make
career.
millions of dollars. I mean, you're achieving your dream. That's just so, you're just throwing it away. It's
I
just
mean-
aggravating.
Look what it did to Kobe.
Yeah.
Look what it did to Ben.
Yep.
I mean, it put them into a pretty dark place in their careers.
Move on to some movies here. Got some episode 9 trailer.
One more.
Okay.
One more timeout. Forgot. I knew
Yeah.
there was something with Gronk.
Oh yeah,
So,
Gronk.
that's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
So the
Not-
Patriots are taking a tight end first round.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Dwayne Allen's the man now.
Be awesome.
I'm not gonna miss Gronk.
I'm not either.
Nope. Nope.
It's
Not,
felt like
not
that
one
sports
chance.
worthy since the last time we've done a pod.
Hey, enough with Gronk being the best tight end ever. Enough.
I know, it makes no sense.
It's like, okay, I guess Tony Gonzalez
Yeah,
didn't
there's
play.
Tony Gonzalez, there's Gates.
Yeah.
Uh,
Jason Witten.
Yeah.
There's
Then there's some of the older guys. There's Mackey way
Winslow.
back. and
Mackey.
Sharp and Winslow.
Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah.
Plenty of guys. I mean, Gronk's up there, don't get me wrong. He's top 5 all time.
Yeah.
You can't just disregard.
I just don't see anyone being a tight end being better than Tony Gonzalez was.
No.
He was just unstoppable.
He was.
So,
Especially on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Move on to episode 9.
Yeah.
Trailer dropped. I know Noah's a big Star Wars fan.
All right, what
It's all
about
for you
Devin?
guys.
It's all for you.
Yeah, I'll let you guys go.
All right.
What'd you think? What'd you think?
I liked it. Like I mentioned when I saw it, my first reaction was, for those of you, we're gonna see how well I can describe and paint a picture with my words. It's a good general.
If you haven't seen it yet.
All right.
Just dropped like an hour ago.
Yeah, so she's out in the desert, right? I don't know what planet it is. There's a lot of sand planets in the Star Wars universe.
Could be anything.
It's it might be, what was the planet
Might be
called?
Jakku.
Jakku.
Might be Tatooine.
It might be Tatooine. Those
Don't
are the
know.
2 we know.
Yeah.
But they're looking over the city. But episode 8 did nothing to set that up.
No.
Because they were on that ship the whole.
Episode 8
2.5
didn't do a
hours.
lot of things.
No, it did not. It helped develop the characters a little bit more, which was needed. I think the most positive from episode 8 was how they strengthened Kylo Ren, because they fleshed him out more. Because I really didn't like him going into episode 8. I like him a lot more now than I do. He actually seems more dangerous.
Yep.
Even though the thing with Snoke just felt forced.
He finally picked a side.
Yeah, he's committed.
Yeah. What do you think of the title, The Rise of Skywalker?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem as
Is it
catchy.
confirming she's a Skywalker?
I don't know. Does it?
I mean, if it's supposed to be the last Skywalker movie, why is it The Rise? Why is it The
That
Rise
makes
of
a
Skywalker?
good point. Yeah.
You know, I just
And if it's the last Skywalker movie, that means she has to die.
yeah. I mean, I
Would
think
make no
Kylo's gonna die.
Yeah.
He has to die. If he redeems himself, I'm gonna be a little upset. considering what he did.
We're talking about the Sith eyes, the yellow. That's
Yeah.
gotta happen.
I hope it does. I really hope it does. That was one of the great things about Episode 3.
Yeah, seeing
After Anakin just
yeah,
dices everyone
Yeah.
on Mustafar, you see his eyes, but
that's the last hour of that movie. I think this is the best in the Star Wars universe.
what do you think about Palpatine?
I
Making a comeback somehow. Recovering from his injuries.
well, okay, so he gets thrown down a shaft, electrocuted or whatever the hell that was, and then
It was
the
the
Death
generator
Star
shaft, yeah.
gets blown up.
Yep.
And if he survives all of that, then he's floating out in space. I know that there's like a Sith rage power, the Darth Maul-esque type of power where you can just eat off your rage and survive.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a vision that Kylo Ren finds. I'm still trying to decide, is Snoke connected to Palpatine? And how much, and what is the connection?
Because that was not Snoke's laugh.
No, it was not. That was definitely Palpatine's
Yeah.
laugh. They gave you that kind of, your hair kind of stands up a little.
And Ian McDermott was there
Yeah.
at the panel.
Yeah.
He voiced, he
legend.
played Palpatine.
Yes, he did.
I don't know. It got me hyped. I did not have a lot of hope for Episode 9. Now I do.
Well, my expectations have been lowered.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good thing. That means they can go back up. Because Episode 8, I don't hate it as much as everyone else did. I didn't like what they did with Snoke. They need to flesh him out in a prequel or something.
You can't fix that.
No, because he's done now. We know where the end of his line is.
Yeah.
But that's what we thought with Palpatine. No one's ever actually dead.
It'll be
Especially in Star
interesting
Wars.
to see the reactions to
Yeah.
Palpatine's return.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Because some people are going to have a problem with it. I love it.
Well,
love
that's
it.
kind of what annoys me with social media, is there's that roaming culture.
Yeah.
It's a cancer that goes around.
Can't do anything right.
No.
I got some hope now. I
But
got some hope.
because Episode 8, I didn't mind the Luke Skywalker, what they did with him. I know Zach didn't really like it. And I
No.
understand why, because
No, I didn't.
you're waiting for a long time for Luke Skywalker's return. You're hyped because you're gonna get to see him pull a freaking Star Destroyer out of the sky, go
Yeah.
full Jedi like we never saw, and that never happened.
It's
So
just...
there were some expectations that were shattered.
Yep. Yeah, you could say that.
But
You
I
could say
but I
that.
understood why his line of thinking was the way it was. But the most we got to see of Luke Skywalker right there was a projection of him. And I will say that last scene where he's looking into the sun right before he dies, right? That was like beautifully echoes the New Hope scene. It's the same music. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So they did good cinematography right there. I didn't like Admiral Holdo.
No.
I could have done without her character.
That should have been Akbar.
There's just no reason it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
They killed Akbar
Off screen.
off screen. Like, I forgot that he died until you brought it up that one day. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, he died. Yeah, that's right.
He's dead.
That was such a weird ass scene with Leia. She goes, it just looked so fake.
Supergirl.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
That whole mission with Finn and Rose.
Finn should have died.
That would have gave it meaning, because that entire thing was meaningless.
Yeah.
It was like a video game. It was like, here, do this task just so we can put something on the video game so we can sell it and make $65.
Yeah. I'm not buying the Finn Rose romance
No.
at all.
It's forced.
Yeah, it really is.
Because the one that's there supposedly is Rey and Kylo.
Just I thought the trailer was pretty good. The title's the thing that puzzles me.
Yes. I'm still trying to decide, do I like it? The Rise of Skywalker.
It's
Because the Rise of Skywalker's already happened.
a couple times.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Because there was the fall of Skywalker already. Maybe
Well,
that's what they're trying to reference.
There was a rise, and then there was
Yeah.
a fall, a hard fall.
Big fall.
And there was another
Yeah.
was another rise.
And another fall,
Another
kind
fall.
of.
Another half rise.
Yeah. This is starting to get sensual here.
I think
Half-rising.
Lando's gonna die.
Who?
Lando.
Yeah, Lando's going to die. C-3PO is definitely going to die.
Yeah.
If Chewbacca dies, like Zach said, somebody's going to get shot.
Somebody's going to jail. They will charge somebody with some kind of crime and throw them in jail.
Leia's going to have to die.
Yeah.
Because I think they're done. They want to kill off the original 3. I don't know why they waited to do her character last because she's the one that's not alive. Carrie Fisher, obviously, been passed away for what?
Yeah.
2.5 years.
2.5 years. 3 years when this movie comes out. So, I don't know. What's your boldest prediction for episode 9?
I'm trying to decide, what else does Rey still need to do on her quest? Because a lot of people have a problem with her. I do not have a problem really with Rey's character. I thought it was kind of iffy that she was able to like kind of do what she did to Kylo Ren in episode 9. But he was injured. People seem to forget that. He'd been shot with that crossbow that absolutely obliterated the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And he just literally sitting there punching it off.
Yep.
And he was real conflicted. I think the Han Solo, him having to do that, kind of conflicted,
Yeah.
bothered him a little bit. It was more Finn that bothered me, like how long he stood up with Kylo Ren. That was more what bothered me with that. I didn't see Rose in that trailer.
I didn't see her either.
Which I don't really mind.
I didn't see her either. Didn't see Luke. We heard his voice.
Yeah.
We know he's going to be a ghost.
Yeah.
But, they did this with Yoda. They brought him back.
Yeah. That was cool. The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I was not expecting it, to be honest.
Me neither. So, yeah, it was good. It was good. Let's move on to Captain Marvel. We all saw Captain Marvel, right?
Uh-huh.
We all saw it. I give it a solid C. It's just your textbook Marvel movie. It's not bad. It's not good.
I liked it. I'd probably give it
just the bare minimum.
A flat B.
Yeah.
Like an 84.
I'll give it
like you said, it had to be in there because they couldn't just bring...
Yeah, they couldn't. They couldn't just unexplain,
Although they kind of did that with Black Panther.
Yeah, but they did really well with Black Panther.
Yeah.
In my opinion, at least.
It was cool to see the Kree-Skrull war.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because in the books,
I love Ben Mendelsohn, the guy that played the villain from Rogue One.
Yeah. Great actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor. I don't know if I like how Nick Fury lost his eye. I thought it'd be more epic.
I didn't like it either.
Oh man, that was so disappointing.
I didn't like it.
I've never had a problem with them playing certain things off for laughs, and that was the first time I've really had a problem where I was like, man, I was hoping it'd be epic.
Yeah.
Or something.
Just like gets his eye clawed out by a scroll.
Yeah.
But no. I thought Ronan would play a bigger part.
Yeah.
Because when I heard he was in it, I was like, well, he might be the villain.
Yeah.
You might see how he becomes radical.
You could see it. You could see, like, I don't want to say flashes of it, but... You
saw the seeds.
Yeah.
Seeds were planted.
Yeah. I think she's the most powerful with Thor.
She's overpowered. What's her weakness?
Thor comes close, I will admit, but man, I loved watching all of her powers.
Yeah.
Like
where she flies through that entire ship.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So
Ronan's
she can destroy
face.
Thanos in like a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Ronan's face is just like, well, pack it up, boys.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I like. Like she had a similar situations, like in Ragnarok when Thor found his true powers and stuff like that, and like when she finally found that, like I just like got goosebumps because I was like, oh dude, she's about to destroy everyone.
Yeah.
It was freaking awesome.
She did.
I still think that
awesome.
Thor scene from Ragnarok with the immigrant song, that's a freaking epic
Yeah.
scene. I've never said that in the theater. Have you seen The Office?
Yeah.
Where Dwight's like, yeah, on the parking lot. That was me in the theater.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just watched that last night.
I think that's my favorite Marvel movie. I freaking loved Ragnarok.
Man, I laughed.
I saw that
so
3
much.
times.
The best Thor movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not even
it's
close.
uncontested.
Not
That's the
even
best
close.
Thor movie.
Yeah, the other two are. But yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the CGI on Phil. It was not very good.
Yeah, no,
it was not good.
Yeah.
Phil
They
didn't
did
really
get
need
it
to
with-
be in that movie.
No, he did not. They just kind of put it in there. What's it called? Fan service.
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought they did a good job with Nick Fury.
Yeah.
I like, too, that he's not all hardened yet because he doesn't know all this stuff. And I think that's what you said. He doesn't know all this stuff where he has to be secretive.
Yeah, that is weird.
Him losing his eye was just like... Because in the Winter
It was just
Soldier...
disappointing, yeah. It made it seem epic.
Yeah, in the Winter
Yeah.
Soldier, he was like, last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
You've got to keep both eyes open. looks him in the eyes.
It's
eyes
like a cat.
Yeah.
Damn
Well,
it.
it was a flirkin, and then he
Yeah,
says
yeah.
mother flirker is what he says, which is pretty funny.
But yeah, it's just
Yeah, they.
Part of the hype train up to Endgame.
Yeah, definitely.
I was entertained though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like the Dark World or something where I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, like when's it gonna
The
end?
Dark World, man.
I like the music from that.
It was
Because
just.
I like to pay attention to the compositions in movies,
Yeah.
but
I think the only issue I had with Dark World was that they didn't really explain the plot very well.
No.
Like at all.
they kind of threw you in unexpected. They
Yeah.
kind of gave that little scene where Odin was like, before there was light, there was darkness.
Yeah.
And that was the first time there was a reference in the movies to there being multiple Infinity Stones or Tesseract.
Yeah.
I remember having to explain that to my dad before he stopped watching the MCU, because he's like, this is all the same. And I'm like, but it's not. It's like Star Wars, it's telling a story. You just have to keep watching.
The
Yeah.
Tesseract.
But I was like, so hold on, wait, there's more than one Tesseract? And I'm like, no, there's multiple stones, but there's not all the Tesseract. It took him forever to understand that, too.
Yeah, one of my buddies noted just one thing that Marvel is really, really good at is making you able to sympathize with the villains.
Yeah.
Like you can always
That's why Thanos is such a...
Yeah, like you can
good
you can
villain.
understand why they're being like, villains. Like I mean, yeah.
Like, you hear about these countries... I don't know if I want to use the Hitler example, but it's like, why didn't anyone support him?
Yeah.
It's because he was persuasive, and that's how Thanos is. Like, you can see people actually getting behind him and being like, you know what, this guy has a point.
See,
But there's a flaw in their logic where
Yeah,
killing out half the
exactly.
universe isn't humane.
I understand the perspective of Thanos. Like I
Yeah.
get what he's saying, but this isn't the right way to go about it.
Yeah, I
Like,
still don't understand how anyone thought what Hitler was doing was a good idea.
Yeah, no,
That just
yeah.
seemed...
Yeah.
Because he was, like, mutilating people.
I
and,
mean, I feel like he hid a lot of that.
Oh,
stuff,
he did.
But yeah. Anyways,
But that's real life. We're trying
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
happy
we're trying to
talk
go
about the
Marvel here.
MCU. But,
Yeah, I mean, Infinity War, that was basically Thanos the movie.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what that was.
And it
yeah,
worked.
he was the
It worked
main.
And
really
it
well.
worked.
Yeah.
I'd say I put him second behind
Yeah.
the Dark Knight Joker.
Yeah.
Best comic movie villains.
Yeah.
Let's just move right into Endgame. Wrap it up with Endgame.
Cap's dying.
Yeah, Cap's
I
dying.
think it is.
Iron Man's retiring. That's what I got. I don't know what will happen to Thor though.
I don't know.
I can't. I mean, no one can really call any of this besides for that Panther and Spider-Man live. That's the only two we know. So
I think Black Widow is supposed to live, isn't she?
I think so.
have her own movie. That'd be interesting.
Captain Marvel will probably live.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be the new leader after
Yeah.
all this is said and done.
I'm going to be not very happy if she's the one that defeats Thanos by herself, because she hasn't earned it. Those three in the trailer, the last one that we're walking towards her, it makes sense because they've earned it.
At the same time, though, who else?
That's exactly my point. Where she flies through that ship, she just like literally flies through the ship. I'm like, she could destroy him so easily it wouldn't even be funny.
I mean, that's not gonna how it's gonna
No.
play out. Thanos is gonna. One of my friends mentioned, a possibility that, they kill Carol at the beginning, just to shock people.
Yeah.
To show how powerful he is, and then they turn back time and bring her back alive. But
What if because I've been saying this is kind of like a play. There's a first, second, a third act, and they're all pretty clearly defined. I think Thanos. I think it's a possibility he's dead by the end of the first act.
Really?
think so?
I do.
Yeah.
I think that because there's two things they have to do. They have to fix what happened. They have to
Yeah.
reverse what happened, and they need to kill
So
Thanos.
do you think Strange will play a role in that?
See, if you go back and watch that scene where everyone's fading, everyone's flipping out, nobody knew what was happening except for Spider-Man. He had spider sense though, but Strange is real calm. He's like, Tony, this has to happen. And then as soon as he gets done saying that, he fades. I'm like, he knew. There's no doubt that he knew, and this is part of a plan.
I just, obviously Strange has the ability to turn back time.
Oh yeah. So does
So-
Captain Marvel too. I was seeing that where she can go back in time. And and Scott Lang, Ant-Man,
Yeah.
he got out of that
yeah.
somehow. It's not known
Yeah,
yet.
they're gonna have to explain that.
Yeah. So
He was in
is
a
that how it's
tough
gonna
spot.
start?
You know what?
I think
don't
the
know
movie
how it's
might
gonna
start with Hawkeye on his ranch with his family. It might show them fading.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of all people.
or it could start with Thanos on the farm.
So yes, it's gonna start on farm definitely.
Yeah.
We've got to go back to basics before we do the intergalactic. So
Who do we think? Who do you think for sure? Do you think Thanos is gonna die? I don't think he's gonna die.
I think it's a good possibility.
I think he's gonna die. I'm pretty sure we're in consensus. Cap's the one.
Yeah, I do think Cap's.
He's gone.
And I think most of that plays a part in the fact that Chris Evans is has left.
If you look at his tweets,
Yeah.
It makes sense though, because he's like the last one from that generation.
Yeah.
Of course, there's still Bucky.
right?
Well, Bucky, yeah, he'd naturally be the one to take over.
Yeah.
As long as they don't kill him, So I would absolutely hate to have Sam take over as Captain America because
yeah,
I would end it.
it's
There's some things. If they retcon anything, I'm not gonna be very happy. If they're like, "Hey, just kidding, none of this actually happened. That's how we're gonna fix it." I'm going to be pissed. Probably stop watching things.
Vision is dead.
Yeah, Vision's
Yeah,
definitely
he's
dead.
gone.
Loki is dead.
Loki's-
Gamora's dead.
Yeah, Loki was way gone. Yeah. That
People
was,
are trying to tell me Loki's alive. I was just like,
You could hear his windpipe just absolutely get
what's
destroyed.
even the logic behind that?
I don't know. Because people are saying that he's the Hulk or he's playing Bruce Banner right now. That's why he can't transform to the Hulk.
Loki's windpipe was just like,
Yeah.
you heard it.
No, yeah.
I get it because, everybody, I mean, that I know, everybody loves Loki because just, how he was the villain and then he turned good. Everybody loves to see something like that.
You could see it coming.
Yeah.
You could see it
I
coming.
thought it was pretty obvious. I knew walking in that he was gonna die.
And Heimdall's dead too.
Yeah.
He's dead.
What about Korg?
I don't know. What about Valkyrie too?
Yeah. Korg, Valkyrie, and what happened with Wong? He was in an Infinity War for like 20 minutes and
He just
then
bounced.
he's gone.
He went back to the Sanctum. He was
I
like,
think he's still alive.
I think so.
Yeah, he might have something to do with
Korg, yeah.
He
Yeah.
played that so
Korg.
good.
Yeah.
I loved that, man.
Tychus.
A big pile of rolls.
He's
Unless you have any scissors.
Yeah,
I can't remember the line.
Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, he died, but I kind of
Meep-
felt
Meep
guilty,
or
so
Meek or
I was
something.
just carrying it.
What was his name? Meep.
Yeah, Meek. Meek. Oh, God, that was hilarious.
He's not dead, guys. Look, he's alive.
He cracked me up.
Because you expect him to walk up and be like, "What's up, you human?" No. Hi, my name's Cole.
He's like so bluntly honest and just funny. It's just I can't handle it.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Cap's dead.
got
I
it.
Yeah,
think he
Cap's-
dies in
yeah,
Stark's
Cap's dead.
arms.
Yeah,
That'd be sin.
Yeah.
yeah. I think
I don't usually cry. I might cry if they do kill Tony Stark. He's my favorite.
it's such a tough topic though. Like,
I know.
Will they? What?
I don't know because he's done. I think his role's
Yeah, I
just
think
about
he's
wrapped
done.
up.
I do agree with that.
So
But
remember in Infinity War, they were talking about having a kid.
I want to say that if there's someone that's gonna kill Thanos, I hope somehow that it can be Tony Stark because he's the one.
I hope it's Thor,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Thanos
They're all pissed at him.
murdered
They're all pissed at
murdered everyone Thor knew.
yeah, yeah.
It was the same with Drax too, but Drax is a
Yeah, Drax is gone.
pile of dust.
Yeah, all the Guardians are gone except Rocket.
Yeah.
Rocket had to watch-
Nebula,
Yeah,
she's like
yeah.
half.
She's like a half
Yeah.
Guardian. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to get the gauntlet at some point. She's going to wear it. Happened in the book. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen here. But I think when Hulk finally comes out, it's gonna be like when Thor landed on Wakanda. That kind of moment.
Will it be Professor Hulk with Banner's brain?
No. I think
Okay.
it'll just be Raging Hulk.
Okay, because part of the issue, I think part of the reason that Thanos put out those moves on the Hulk and was able to execute it is because I think the Hulk might be stronger than Thanos, but he's a thrasher. He doesn't really
out of
strategize his
control.
punches.
Yeah.
Thanos
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to let him throw a couple things and wait for my window.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm thinking, though, if it's Professor Hulk, then he's going to be smart enough to come up to
Yeah,
you know,
and I do hope that I do hope that they don't kill off Banner. Like I do
No.
hope that
They
they
can't.
Yeah, I mean, like in my personal opinion, if they were to make another Hulk movie, it'd be a lot more successful than the first one. At least
Yeah.
now, just with
Yeah.
the impact that they've had. And if they were to make it Professor Hulk, it'd be way better
Yeah.
Hulk to watch.
Oh yeah. It's just, yeah. I think when he comes out, it's gonna be like
Oh yeah, it's gonna
goosebump moment,
be huge.
like when Thor landed.
the Hulk's kind of already had one of those, but it was the entire Avengers group. Remember in the first Avengers,
Yeah.
That's My Secret Cap, that whole scene,
Yeah,
still one of my favorites from the MCU.
I think he's gonna like. something's gonna happen. Like, Black Widow's gonna go down. Like, she's about to die, and then Hulk's just like,
He's gonna snap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
or like she goes down, and Bruce is like, all right, somebody has to die. Yeah, it's gonna be 3 hours long.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna feel like that at all.
No,
I'm gonna go
it'll
in there and then
fly
walk
by.
out and be like, okay, so that was like felt like 10
Yeah,
minutes.
it's just like Infinity War. Like it just
Yeah.
flies by.
I'm definitely gonna see this more than once.
2 more weeks.
Yeah, I know it's
2 more weeks.
we're about there.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I have finals and work.
I got a couple of papers to write,
Yeah,
but
one due on Wednesday. I gotta get that going. There was something else I wanted to add, but I can't quite remember. Do you think they'll do any type of echo with that scene I was talking about from the Avengers with just the 6 of them? Because all
the Age
6
of Ultron scene.
No, just like the original Avengers scene in New York. It was
Oh,
like the first time they were
circle.
together, the circle.
Yeah, the circle. I know.
Do you think they'll do another one with just the original 6? Because they're all still there.
They might.
Or do you think they'll expand it and have anyone that's still
No, I could see
alive?
that. I could see them doing that again.
I'm gonna cry when Cap dies.
Yeah, and there's...
Yeah.
So is he going to die in Tony's arms? Something... And
How is he gonna die?
Is he going to pull the line out where I can do this all day and then he dies?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be interesting though? Dying in Tony's arms.
Yeah.
After all of this, rivalry and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, because that's kind of how it... If you remember Tony's nightmare,
yeah.
Cap was still the one that was alive
Yeah.
and he actually died in Tony's arms already, so he's already seen it.
That scene is scary. Was scary
That was.
when you watch Civil
And
War.
people are comparing the...
There's
like,
a lot of reference.
there
to it.
is.
There's a lot of reference to.
Because
Endgame
Tony's
and
known,
Infinity War.
and that's what I was saying with Tony. I hope he's the one that kills Thanos. Like, I can see Thor wounding him, but I'm like, I just hope Tony's the last, because he was like the original guy that resparked the whole thing. Obviously, we know now that Nick Fury got the idea for the Avengers from
From
Carol, but I don't think he thought of starting it again till Iron Man, when he showed up in Iron Man's house and was like, I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tony's been kind of the driving force the whole time. The battle took place at Stark Tower and the first Avengers.
Yeah,
if you remember that.
This whole franchise is, it's an Iron Man franchise.
The second part of it, he had the vision. He knew that, the end game. He said the end game. That's
Yeah,
the end
he
game up
literally
there.
said.
He name dropped it.
He
4
literally
years
said
ago.
Endgame.
So he's got to be the one that, like, he has the rights to finish it. I was talking about how Captain Marvel hasn't earned it yet. I think Tony Stark's the one that's earned it.
Yeah.
In that facet.
Yeah.
But I can see it being Thor. I think Thor will definitely wound him.
I think Thor is gonna be just so.
Thor's coming for blood.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah. They're all mad at him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this. I think I found this quote from Thanos. There was a quote in one of the teasers that was just like, what does that mean?
And that's I liked his line that they used where like it's led you right back to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find.
Thanos, I don't think comes after them because he has no reason. Because he's not a villain that just has a bloodlust.
He's done.
He's done. He's completed his mission.
Yeah.
He'd be happy if they just stay there.
I'm gonna play this. I think I found it.
So they came after him, and then he's obviously going to defend himself.
I think I found it here.
Nice.
Where did that bring you?
Damn.
A little too far.
Everything he says is cool.
You could not live with your own failure.
Yeah.
Where did that bring you? Back to me.
The Marvel trifecta.
It's true though.
Yeah. Because it's not going to be Thanos going after the three of them.
No,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has no reason to.
And also, I like the fact that, remember in the first Avengers when Loki is in Stark Tower and Tony's talking to him, he's like, hey, do you want a drink? He's trying to stall him so he can put his bracelet on and get everything set up. Something he says is like, there's no version of this where you come out on top because maybe you're too much, maybe your army comes. But, at the end of the day, even if you beat us, you can be damn well sure we're going to avenge it. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
They've been beat, so now they're actually the Avengers because they've never had to avenge anything.
No.
They've prevented stuff. But this is the actual Avengers, finally.
It's gonna be insane.
I love how Marvel references stuff like that.
Yeah.
They've had this stuff so planned out.
I know.
For a long time.
10 years.
Yeah.
I think it's
11
hilarious. It's just such a good story, too, because they were, like, about to go bankrupt. And they were like, so who can we use?
That's why Stan Lee sold all the film rights.
Yeah.
Because
They owe a
They were
lot to Robert
bankrupt.
Downey Jr. And it's
Yeah.
cool because his story kind of paralleled Tony's, where, because he was in jail for a short
Yeah.
time for drugs,
yeah, he
for,
was.
sex, drugs, and rock and roll
He was in a
with
bad
Tony
spot.
Stark and RDJ.
Yeah.
Just took a risk.
Yeah.
I feel like he's playing himself, honestly.
And
Yeah,
he's,
he
he's,
is.
he's leading. He's led his revival, and in the process led a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
So
Kudos to freaking Marvel for picking a bunch of people that a lot of people hadn't really heard of before
a lot of them.
they brought
Okay,
them in.
because I remember my roommate, who would also be fun to get in here to talk, 'cause he knows everything. But he brought up, like we said, RDJ. He was washed up. People were done with him. Mark Ruffalo was supposedly about to quit his acting career because he just was not getting roles. And you think about it, I was like, it was Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
I knew him from a couple things.
Chris Evans was the Human Torch.
Yeah, Chris Evans, he'd been torn apart publicly because of that movie.
Yeah.
Really, Scarlett was the only one that was.
Scarlett,
Yeah,
yeah,
she's
exactly.
really
Because
young.
Chris was still trying to get a start, Chris Hemsworth, and
Jeremy
Jeremy
Renner.
Renner,
He'd been around.
who's-
He'd been around.
yeah.
He was in the Hurt Locker.
But they chose the right people.
They did. They really did.
But then also, I was thinking yesterday, because there was a different original roadie. It was Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
I was like, because I've always liked Don Cheadle better, just because the way that Terrence Howard played Rhodey, I'm like, he's not friends with Tony.
No.
Because Don Cheadle's version of Rhodey is actually friends with, like, there's something in common between the two of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how it'd be.
I'm excited for it to be over too. I want to see where
Yeah.
they're going.
Aren't they taking a
this.
little bit of a break? Like,
Rightfully so. Well,
Well, Spider-Man comes
yeah,
out.
Spider-Man
in
and
July.
Panther, right? They come out this year.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Panther.
I know Spider-Man does.
yeah, I don't think Panther.
I didn't remember.
Panther, I don't think they've announced it yet.
Is Spider-Man is Far From Home after Endgame, or is it
After.
okay?
It is after.
So I've been wondering that. I'm like, are they gonna try to fit that in between Homecoming and Infinity War? Or...
Oh, you mean like when it takes place?
Yeah.
I think it's after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because I know it's in July. That's when it gets released. But...
Did you guys see the thing that they can't tell them anything about Endgame?
Yeah. Have you seen him on Kimmel all week? where Jeremy Renner came out with Paul Rudd on his shirt, and he and Paul Rudd made up a movie called The 50-Year-Old Virgins because Paul Rudd was in The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
And anytime Jimmy Kimmel would be like, so is Hawkeye Ronan now? And he's like, yeah, so coming to theaters, The 50-Year-Old Virgins, starring Jeremy Renner and Paul Rudd. Just every time he got asked a question.
Dude, I loved Tom Holland.
I think it's hilarious that Paul Rudd is in the MCU.
Dude, Paul
Yeah.
Rudd is just awesome.
He's good too.
Yeah.
I've never I've always loved Paul Rudd.
I don't think he's aged since the
Yeah.
40-year-old
Do
version.
you guys
No.
remember him in Friends?
I do not.
Did you guys watch Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I
played
do.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. He literally looks the same. That
Yeah.
was like, what, 15 years
Yeah,
ago?
there's no
2004?
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
I am excited. Plus, with their additions or acquisition of
X-Men.
X-
Yeah, the
X-Men.
X-Men.
The
That'll be
Fantastic
interesting.
Four.
Yeah.
They're loaded.
yeah.
They're loaded up. So.
Yeah. Now we can finally enjoy X-Men and the Avengers.
Oh yeah.
I think
together.
they definitely need to keep Deadpool separate. I don't
I
think they
don't-
should try to bring him in.
I think it's going to be hard not to though, because Deadpool, obviously has experience with both X-Men and the Avengers. So it's like
It's
I
just
don't know.
because
I would like to see him in there though, because he would be such
they're
a
gonna have to tone him down though,
true.
which is what I feel like was so great about those movies.
It's just he plays like everybody loves Deadpool,
Yeah,
and it's just like
a lot of it's Ryan Reynolds.
yeah, it is
it's
Ryan
just-
Reynolds. He is a perfect role, but like I don't know. I just feel like it'd be hard to keep him out of it.
Will it be the same version? I'm not talking about the X-Men Origins. If they do that again, people are gonna riot. Is it gonna be Ryan Reynolds if they bring Deadpool into
Yeah.
the
Oh,
MCU?
Yeah,
Okay.
easily.
Has to be. Has to be.
I just think it would be fun to see where they go. I mean, I think Carol will
Yeah,
be the leader.
I think she'll kind of take Tony's
Uh,
place.
yeah, Spider-Man will be one of the maybe.
Yep.
Panther will definitely be one of the top leaders.
Maybe Bucky. Maybe.
Yeah, and Bucky.
Yeah,
so-
whoever actually becomes Cap.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Then it
will,
needs to
I
be
will
Bucky.
seriously riot if it's not Bucky.
Because I like Falcon as he is.
I just think of how bad it, like, Bucky was already pretty much just as strong as Cap, and then you add his freaking arm.
You have a metal arm? So
I'm just trying to picture him with the shield and that arm, and it's just scary. It's scary.
It's a good talk, boys.
Yeah.
Good to have you guys back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next time.
So yeah.